It's a night in with MauLer and the drinker, getting trashed with the web stream nickers. A cheap night cause I'm feeling kinda thrifty, got a 10-pack of beers and a bottle of whiskey. Hop up the cork, have a glass of wine, Posh they'll say, I'll be fine. Trouble walking in a straight line, but pour me a Pinot Noir. It's open bar with our hosts, MauLer and the critical drinker.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, we did it. We made it to 2026.
Yeah, that was quite the year, wasn't it? 2025. And somehow here we find ourselves slightly
I love
hungover.
the sentiment that everyone has, which is like, all right, so that's done. Now let's start on a good new year.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
2026
that's
is going to
gonna
be awesome. We've got some great movies lined up this year. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like we'll talk about them, I think. How was your new year anyway, MauLer? How are you doing today?
I spent it watching Stranger Things finale.
I see.
Good old Metal. So which again, really funny having him watch that because he's not seen the show at all. So just getting his input on it all, fascinating. Obviously, he tracked everything, and then sometimes you'd be like, "Wait, why is that happening?" And then I'd be like, "Oh, I actually can't explain that."
I've been watching this show for 10 years. I've got no idea what's going on.
I don't know.
No, we'll absolutely get into that chat soon enough. Don't worry. But welcome everyone who's in chat right now. Hope you guys are all intact after New Year's Eve and you're ready to carry on the party, I guess. You might have just carried on drinking throughout the day. We don't know. In which case, you never have to worry about hangovers if you're never sober.
True.
There's a logic to that, I would say. The kind of logic that makes as much sense as the finale of Stranger Things. So, we're in good company for this. But shall we kick off our 2026 with some pointless facts? I think
we should, yeah.
We should enjoy this while it lasts because it might not be around much longer. But yeah, let me hit you with some pointless knowledge for, in this case, 1969. Well, you probably know that something happened. It was to do with like moons and landings and stuff in 1969. That's probably the big thing of the year.
Wow.
Any ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah. On July 20th, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon for the first time.
Did they though? Did they?
Well,
I heard Kubrick had a hand in
it. Let's ask Stanley about it. See what he's got to say. Yeah. Oh, we can't, can we? But yeah. Also, other stuff that occurred that year. The first ever flight of Concorde took place. First ever like supersonic airliner. Obviously, pretty big milestone in aviation. And ARPANET, which was the precursor to the internet, where first went live. That was like a defense network. Sure, it's got no Skynet connotations there at all. But what a wild year to be living in. Like we landed on the moon. We're now like flying like supersonic commercial airliners. And we've already got the beginnings of an internet like kicking off. That's kind of a wild time to be around. And it was over 50 years ago at this point. Yeah. What happened to that?
It's since been drained.
Yeah. It's also the year that gave us Woodstock, the massive music festival, in New York, which obviously became like a massive cultural phenomenon. Still referenced now. And not so good news, though, the Manson murders took place. Sharon Tate, who is the young pregnant actress, wife of Roman Polanski, was murdered by the followers of Charles Manson. And if you've seen, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you'll be quite familiar with that. I'm reliably informed, though, that Brad Pitt saved the day and Leonardo DiCaprio helped out with a flamethrower. So,
If people say alt history, I think that's just regular history. In that,
I think it's right. Yeah, it's the way it should have been. But in the world of films as well, Midnight Cowboy became the first ever X-rated film to win an Oscar, which is kind of I think that's the only one actually that ever did it, which is kind of an interesting milestone, I suppose. Yeah. Also, that year marked Elvis Presley's final movie appearance in the film Change of Habit. So I don't think he exactly had an illustrious movie career, but you know, they were mostly just looking to cash in on his fame. So, but hey, he did it. Yeah. Biggest movies of the year were Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That took in almost $30 million. Midnight Cowboy, obviously, that was at number 3. Easy Rider, and True Grit. God damn, there were some good movies in that year.
Yeah.
Famous people who were born then: Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Aniston, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Kate Blanchett, Christian Slater. It's weird that they're all the same age. It's like,
Get that every year at this point.
I know.
They all take care of themselves in different ways, you know?
Yeah, you know, time is more kind to certain people than others. Also, Renée Zellweger, Ed Norton, Matthew Perry, Gerard Butler, and last but not least, because he's a towering intellect, Peter Dinklage. It's just complete happenstance that he ended up last on the list, okay? I'm not saying anything. Anyway, that was 1969. So, I don't know, MauLer, are you ready? Should we assemble the bar? Bring in our guests?
I am ready.
All right. Well, welcome you guys, Nerdrotic and Disparu, gentlemen.
Okay.
Have you here?
You left something out from 1969. I was born.
I was gonna say it's you.
I was born on the
bastard.
same day as Christian Slater.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I should
technically
know
the
this
last
for
day was
having-
Woodstock.
I read your fucking book. I should know when you were born. Like, certain bits of knowledge just passed me by. I'm sorry, Gary.
That's all the booze. You should have listened to the important part of the book where it says don't drink. But you know, someday
I'm working on that. Okay.
Yeah,
New Year's
better
resolution.
let's stop last year. I've been sober since last year. You can't blame me.
Have at least one sober day per month. Okay, that's
Hey,
what I'm
there you
working up
go.
to.
There you
I'll
go.
get there. It's progress,
Baby
not
steps.
perfection. Yeah. I
Baby
wish.
steps.
It
I
is-
want his. Sorry.
It is interesting how you said like they were hopeful back then though, because they were like, oh, we've gone to the moon, now we're going to travel into intergalactic space. All their movies and things like we're going to explore the universe. And now when we look into the future, we see like Stranger Things 117. Everyone's looking back on, well, how many times will they remake a movie from 1969 and just do that again for another time? So
Oh yeah.
we are kind of going round in the same kind of cultural malaise rather than they were thought of everything's going to advance into the future.
Oh yeah. We've stopped like advancing. The Matrix was right, man. When they said like the late 90s is like the pinnacle of your civilization. After that, it's been kind of a slow decline, and now, well, here we find ourselves just circling the drain of cultural irrelevance. It's great.
And they would have found that insane because to them, the worst part of society was a safe, comfortable job in a cubicle. Like,
Yeah.
this cannot get any worse. It's like,
The
well,
horror
hold
of
my
working
beer.
Yeah.
But still, that safe, comfortable job in a cubicle, you could raise a family and own a house.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was depicted as a nightmarish scenario, like that
Yeah,
you had to
it
break
was.
free from.
Just
Now
being
it's like
bored.
owning a house, like that's some far off pipe dream for most people these days.
Craziness. Yeah.
What? That's in because his enemy was essentially boredom. I'm just going to a job where I don't particularly find it enjoyable. And now we've kind of cured boredom. You've always got something to do at all times. There's always another doom scroll to go down. It's like, maybe boredom had a purpose. Maybe there's actually a need for it.
Well, when you don't have boredom, you don't have imagination to fill the gaps. And so you just end up with a generation of zombies who just look at their phones and doom scroll because you need that easy dopamine hit rather than actually seeking out something a bit more fulfilling. But hey, you know, it's a mystery why, you know, our movies and stuff now are just so lacking in imagination. It's great.
Completely. Total mystery. We need
Look-
more. You know, that video that was going around of the kid, you know, defending Backyard Kingdom that was rolling around on Twitter yesterday. It was great. Some kid playing by himself with a sword, you know, and he looks sad. And the tweet says, "You're laughing, but he had to kill his best friend to save Backyard Kingdom." You know, and it's just a perfect tweet, right? We need more of that. We need more kids going outside and doing that. We need the analog generation. It will rise someday.
I honestly think we might be heading towards that now, like the great walk away from technology and social
Yeah.
media and stuff. Like particularly now, you know, the AI is so prevalent. Like my feed now on Twitter or whatever is just flooded with people saying, "Hey, Grok, like, you know, do this picture, but I'm just in a bikini or something," or you know, like an AI generated video of someone rescuing a puppy or whatever. And it's just none of it's real anymore. And so there's
Yeah.
less reason to even be there looking at it because
Mhm.
why bother? It's all just fake nonsense.
You
So
do
people are
periodically
away from the whole thing.
You do periodically hear about trends of younger people going back to non-smartphones, or there was one trend that started of the teenagers called it raw dogging time, where they just sit in a room with no computer and just wait for 15 minutes. Essentially, they're making themselves bored, or they're just rediscovering meditation, and it's like they're looking back
Whatever
and trying
works.
to discover the ancient texts. It's just sitting in a room on your own.
Yeah. Or do this crazy thing of like pick up a book and read it.
Yeah.
It's like
Sit and listen to a record album, like an entire album all the way through.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Or
I know that's probably beyond you even, but
Yeah,
I'm
listening
old.
to music
I used
just
to
on
do
its
that
own.
stuff. I used to put on headphones and turn on a get up and then turn it over and put the little thing on, and that's all I did.
yeah, I
My
remember
imagination
when
do the rest. Yeah, it was
I'm old enough
really
to
high,
like
too.
I grew up with we had a TV that didn't have a remote, so you just had to go up and like manually
Yeah.
press the button to change the channel. Like
I was there for rewinding tapes. That was the most annoying thing to me. And then CDs got worse because you couldn't walk around with them as they'd skip. And so mini discs were the first great advancement of our age for me. I could fit it in my pocket and run. This is amazing.
You get the sports Walkman didn't skip that much. The Sony one, the yellow one back in the 90s. It was pretty good with discs.
Tapes. Oh right, yeah.
It did on a bus.
I'd jog with it. It'd be all right.
Well, the thing is with a CD player, because it's massive as well, it needs to be at least the size of the disc, which is not small. Like to get that, like yeah. It's
one of my favorite memes.
Weight, you need like a backpack to carry it.
Yeah.
It's someone cramming a CD player into their pocket and goes, "Children will never understand the struggle."
Tell you what, we're already talking about prehistoric technology. I guess that's as good a reason as any to talk about Stranger Things. You guys have all seen the finale. It's over now. We have reached the end of the road with Stranger Things. After almost 10 years of the show, 5 seasons, at least 12 episodes. I don't know. It's not a lot. We are done now with it. And I guess I would be curious to know how you guys found it. Both as a finale, like the final episode, and the overall season 5.
Who wants to go first? I'll go first.
You can, yeah.
I can, yeah. So I watched it last night with the missus, and it was ridiculous. It had good emotional moments, some character resolution that was fine, but everything that led there was idiotic, stupid, filled with plot holes. Just to breeze over without spoiling, there's a giant battle that's led by Rambo Nancy. But when we get more into spoilers, there is so many things that are not explained that needed to be explained. It made it just a joke. It was awful. It was awful. And then an hour-long epilogue, which was just excessive.
Yeah, it was rough.
Trying to elicit cheap emotional responses. Was it the worst finale I've ever seen? No, it is not as bad as Game of Thrones season 8. Go back and watch Game of Thrones.
Some people are trying to argue that. I was like, you crazy?
No, not even close.
It didn't. It absolutely did not shit the bed like Game of Thrones did.
No.
What I would say about it, particularly as a finale, it was melodramatic. It was overwritten. It was overblown. It was overlong. It was self-indulgent. It was awkwardly paced, and the villain and the big confrontation felt like it didn't really have that much weight behind it. It felt more like a Marvel movie in terms of like the levels of power and like spectacle and stuff that they were going for. But it did have some nice heartfelt moments. I thought the epilogue, as long as it was and overblown as it was, I was like, you know what? You kind of earned it. I'm willing to indulge you a little bit with this one. And I think that final scene with the D&D game and stuff, I thought that was nice. Stuff like that. There is some good character moments buried in there. It's just, I think the Duffer Brothers absolutely should have cut this down by like 50%. This should have been an hour-long episode. There was a lot of filler there. There's a lot of just characters all having to have their big monologue, and they absolutely pussied out from killing off anyone particularly important. There's no real major deaths in it. And the one character that you thought was dead, or that they tried to make you believe was dead, I immediately knew they were fucking around. There was shenanigans going on there, and they were going to walk it back and undo it.
Well, I think the worst bit for that was there was a fall, and they even fade to black on a streaming service, which is weird.
That's funny, yeah.
But it's like you set up an ad break moment and then immediately reveal what's happening. Oh, nothing. It was pointless tension building.
A lot of fake out deaths.
And he was like feet down, by the way. So Jonathan must be Mr. Fantastic, how he caught him, because look at the shot. There's no way.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but so when I was watching it, I was like, that's not really a great payoff for me for character, because I never would have thought Jonathan would allow Steve to die. Yeah, they've got their differences. Come on. And then the scene later, he's like, yeah, I hate you, but I don't want you to die. And I was like, yeah.
It's an obvious one. I think it was more just like they were trying to then, like, that was the resolution to their conflict. I guess it was literally just, you stopped me from dying, so now I like you, but I pretend that I don't like you.
It just forced them to have their conversation, like, who is the problem really? And they both agreed it was Nancy, but then the writing forced them to say it was because she's independent.
They clearly cared more about the character moments and a coming out scene more than explaining the upside down, the wormhole, the abyss, Dimension X, all the stuff that's from the play, the mystery box. That stupid kaiju battle at the end was absolutely ridiculous. Like it was comical.
So
they were kind of getting into like Mission Impossible Final Reckoning territory, where there's like so much convoluted shit going on. They have to have like an exposition dump every 5 minutes to explain what they need to do next, because there's so many things that are just like, okay, there's like 57 different things that have to happen in perfect order at the same time in order for like this to work and the whole world to not get annihilated. And it's like,
and then somebody goes, that's impossible, we can't do it. And then somebody else goes, but wait a minute, I have an idea that's just crazy enough to work.
And they're like, there was a moment where if not for this. And they're like, but what if that wasn't a thing?
Most of the finale is a result of the insane cast bloat that this show suffers from, where there's like probably like 15 or 20 major characters all doing stuff. At least half of them don't need to be there, and they end up not doing anything useful. They either
Murray threw a grenade. Okay,
exactly. Murray's a prime example. You know,
Lucas
even just sits out the finale. He's just like, he's just waiting around, I guess, for them to be done.
Yeah,
they had to put.
Go on.
They had to put Lucas in danger. They had to put someone in danger just so Lucas could save him, and that was all he did the entire 2 hours.
Yeah,
and Lucas has never done anything in like the history of the show, not since season 1. Like his whole thing now is just like he is defined entirely by Max.
Where's Max?
Yes. How much? Are you? How much? Yeah.
Can I cry next to you, Max? Thank you.
And in the same way,
he's just Finn. He's just Finn from fucking
Jonathan. Has had nothing to do.
Yes, that's perfect.
And Jonathan's the same way, but for Nancy, he hasn't been able to have his own story. He's just been her DLC.
Yes.
Well, in the end, every reason why I hate Jonathan was confirmed. So,
I mean, I've never liked him.
He's a communist filmmaker. I hope you died.
Capitalism bad.
He's an anti-capitalism at NYU.
I know.
We'll
the thing is, I could totally see
that was terrible.
I could. Yeah, because the result of the whole like love triangle between like Nancy and Steve and Jonathan is like there is no love triangle. It's just
there's no love triangle.
Nancy
also,
needs to be her own woman.
She sucks. Everyone's obsessed with. She's such like every character just bends. It's the Daenerys problem. Where it's like, nah, she's so fucking awesome and cool and great, and the camera loves her, man. Whatever there's an action happening, she's like, here she goes, gun woman. Here she, she's gonna shoot that enemy.
Never have I seen a woman less qualified to hold a gun in my life.
It looks like she looks blow her away.
Well, I was going to say, she looks like she weighs less than the gun that she's holding.
There is shots in the episode where they're trying to catch the Demogorgon that they all kind of forgot about at the end to put the tracker in. And even in the shots, which were mostly effect shots, she's firing and she goes, her head is cocking away.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I thought gun woman would be all, boom, boom, you know.
Hell yeah.
When you're afraid of the gun, you have to fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, are we allowed to go into little bit of spoilers now. A little bit.
All right, chat. We're warning you. We're going to spoil stuff now. We've been kind of doing it anyway, obliquely.
I mean,
so
for the
fuck
record,
it.
I wouldn't recommend this, but if you care in chat, it's fair enough.
Yeah,
But,
run for your lives.
The flashbacks have been egregious in this season,
Ooh.
like to the point where you'll watch an episode, end it, next one starts up, they do the previously on, then they start up the story. Then some character is like, I am motivated to do this. Then it shows the scene previously that would motivate them, and you're like, I got it.
And then they
I
talk
know.
about their motivation,
Yeah.
MauLer. And then they follow. It's
But
like,
it makes sense to me that I guess the show that was doing that, it was going to have the zenith of this, the ultimate amazing, like, wow, they've really done this. When they're defeating the villain and each of them have a flashback for why they don't like him. I couldn't
Yep.
fucking believe it. It's the most like they think the audience is absolutely retarded. Like,
It's like,
by the way,
it's lucky it took
all
her
of
so
them
many
lost
swings
one.
to get that fucking head off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
God damn.
Where
Gotta
did
get
she
every
come
clip in there.
from? Like, everyone there were just defeated her, and suddenly a mom turns up and decides, no, this is my moment now. Like, of all the characters to kill the thing in the end, that was not the right one.
There is many characters that serve no purpose in this show. Joyce is one of them.
absolutely.
She is just there to be clueless and look scared. And Winona Ryder, I don't even know if she fully understands why she's there or what's going on. She's just out of touch, scared middle-aged lady, I guess.
Like you said, Drinker, she just acts like Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
That's all she does.
Bit mentally unstable,
Yeah.
wild-eyed.
and for the record, if anyone was to rewatch season 1, she is awesome in that season.
She is.
Full-on
Yeah,
character.
because she actually has a purpose for the story. Like,
Yep.
it's her son that's missing. That's great, but it's like ever since then, they don't know what to do with her. Like so many other characters. Why the fuck is Max still alive? She does absolutely nothing in the finale.
Her and Holly's scenes throughout this entire series have been pointless. If you
This is
cut them,
half
you would
the
lose
season.
absolutely nothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
if you cut out Robin, you'd lose nothing.
Yep,
Yeah. Oh, Robin.
Robin.
There's so many characters I need to talk about, right? Max is one of those, like, this season reminded me why I don't like Max. And part of it is because she's just an insufferable cunt. Part of it is how the actress does the delivery of her lines. I don't know how to describe it except, like, she talks like she's describing something to a retarded person.
That was a great impression.
Yeah, I could already
You know
see
what
it.
I mean? Like, it's like she's so fucking patronizing with every person she talks to.
Oh, that's good.
And Robin, yeah, like, she's trying so hard to be kooky and crazy and like, oh, I'm a bit socially awkward and like, it's just annoying as fuck. And like, there's no reason for her to be there. She doesn't facilitate anything. Her girlfriend, like, that whole subplot is just irritating and it wastes time. That actress as well is annoying as well. Like, her whole thing is like, when she gets nervous and she's like anxious about things she wants to eat and she talks too much, basically just Robin.
Well, yeah, I was going to
2.0.
say another redheaded, quirky, awkward person in the
Yeah.
show. Great. So Robin is a narcissist. She just wants to fuck herself.
And it's annoying as well. Like, right at the end when they're having that big emotional scene on the rooftop, and it's like all the OGs and then Robin, who's like, you know, like reminiscing about how she's gonna miss them and stuff. It's like, motherfucker, you didn't even show up until like season 3. Like, stop pretending like you're one of the originals. You're not that important.
But they made her that important, and they made
Yeah.
Holly that important. And then in the end, Holly, who has gotten tons of screen time, was barely there and completely useless, making backing up Disparu's statement that she was completely useless throughout the entire season.
It's unforgivable, I would say, that
Yeah.
in the final season of this, undeniably culturally important show that a lot of people are sticking their eyes to, that you would be like, all right, this is the end of the path for all these different characters you've known for years. Anyway, here's Holly. You're like, what?
Well, yeah, and like Max
Yes.
died at the end of the last season, so you had the perfect reason to write her out. You
Yeah.
had to decide to bring her back as if, these scenes are going to explain something, are going to be vital, we're going to find out something. I still don't know why this exotic matter is creating biological entities that make a wormhole. And if you'd gone, it's magic, I would have been like, oh, fair enough. But now you've said it's science, I want to know how that
Yeah.
happens.
So where does
and I
the
want to
mag-
know what biological entity you're dragging into reality, because that seems pretty important.
And
And where are you
also-
getting the matter of it? I mean, just the matter for the freaking wall, for the meat wall.
It's
That
so
they-
funny. It is like a meat vagina tunnel
Yeah.
that connects these two worlds, and it's so
The
stupid
colon.
because there's one shot where it pans out and it literally shows you like our dimension here, the
Yeah.
fucking abyss up here, and then the meat tunnel that connects them, and it's like, realities and dimensions don't work like that. They don't sit next to each other in the same space. That's
They
the whole
thought
point. They're in...
they would cook it with that visual. They were like, "Isn't this fucking awesome?" And then the whole families were like, "Oh,
yeah, we did.
oh." Such a disappointing explanation, quote unquote explanation. I did
I
not want that for the
remember-
Upside Down.
I remember when the Upside Down was like this terrifying alternate dimension, and like literally going in it was basically a death sentence. You'd be killed by a demigorgon or something, and if you didn't get killed by that, the fucking air itself was toxic. That would slowly. Now that's just no one cares.
Now they're opening up Kentucky Fried Chickens down there. You know,
don't worry, man. They lampshaded it. They said, "Hey, is it safe to breathe here?" And it's like, I don't know.
Unknown.
All right, good. Even though when they went in the 50s, in hazmat suits.
And that final episode, Robin's rolling down a window, and because Steve stinks, and she's like getting some air in the Upside Down. She's like, "Oh, it's better than smelling you." It's like,
I know we're jumping around all over the place. I have to say as well, like. The reason she's talking about him stinking so much is because him and Dustin were underneath the mind flayer, stabbing it like it's egg sacs or something that were underneath it with spears. When everyone else is doing things like flaming it with flamethrowers or shooting it with like assault rifles, these fucking assholes are stood right underneath it, stabbing it like it could just drop on them at any second.
I don't know,
but they're fine.
Why that would when they were like, we got fire and explosives, guns, also pointy sticks. I'm like, I don't think, guys. Honestly, I think everyone should focus on the fire.
Well, remember that was only created to humiliate him in front of Nancy to lift her up because he wanted a gun, and she's like, "You can't have a gun. Look at you." And you can say guns are limited, but they didn't have to be limited. They could have just all had a gun. You can
Murray can smuggle in grenades, like whatever you need. Like he can get in, like
you smuggle in a nuke
grenade launchers or like rocket launchers or. Something.
They even had a line where they're staring at it. It's like, why are you hoarding all the guns? It's like, no, that's actually a good question. If she dies.
I just wanted to bring this one up as well. This is a $50 super chat from this fine gentleman here. Happy New Year. Looking forward to the movie and cheers. That right there deserves an aside. Wait, what have I got here? Yeah, give you some applause. Thank you, sir. Yeah, we're going to be previewing MauLer's movie. It's going to get its premiere on January 22nd down in London. So looking forward to that. Anyway, I will jump off that one. Yeah.
Also, I was going to say, can we talk about like the insane power levels and just how I was actually kind of confused because I was just sort of, I was kind of time watching, as you do when you're watching something this fucking long and this boring. And so when they like stabbed and shot and burned Vecna to death, I was like, oh, they're doing a thing where it's going to reveal this has done nothing because of course they did this in season 4 and it didn't work. And then it works, and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I messaged someone thinking the episode was over after the fight, and then I noticed there's an hour left.
I couldn't fucking believe it. I was just like, "Are you serious? You beat him by stabbing him?" Do you remember when they're in the
you could tell that was set up though so much. Like we're gonna have our battle in this big room full of massive spiky things that are like sticking up out the floor. Like, oh, I wonder if someone's gonna end up getting impaled on that.
He's a meat monster. I just don't.
It's so stupid because he's got the ability to just grab people with his mind, right? He could pick up 11 and just fucking twist her up like a rag doll and just break every bone in her body instantly. Doesn't have to throw her around. Doesn't have to like reach out with his tentacle arm or anything. He could just like crunch her up like a ball and throw her away, insta kill. But like that doesn't work here apparently because we need a climactic fight scene that's exciting.
Do you remember when they're in the mind stuff when Henry's house, whatever, and they're trying to. It's Carly and thing, and their plan is to throw him onto a table, and then she is like, enact the plan. She runs in the room, does a one-liner, and then tries to stab him. And I was like, stab him? You're in a mental scape. What does that even mean? Like,
you're in a mental scape.
Yeah. How do the physics work?
I was like, what is that going to do anything? And then, of course, I was thinking, would stabbing him with a real knife in real fleshland even do anything at all? And then it turns out, yes, that would kill him. You're like, oh.
Well, no, because he's been shot and set on fire and all kinds of stuff. It seems like it had to be those teeth in that room, which is really stupid. Like, if you're Superman, don't have your base in a base made of kryptonite. That would be a stupid plan of you.
If the writers were here to argue it, I guess they would say, nah, you're wrong, because in season 4 they did burn him and shoot him and do everything, but they didn't decapitate him. See?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
That's
but
what you needed to do.
it's like when he took down that military base, he comes through and he's like invincible. Everyone's shooting at him. I'm surprised he didn't have tank shells blasted at him. And he's hovering. He's not trying to hide and dodge the bullets or anything. He's basically immortal against any normal weapon. But that specific tooth.
The like guns and stuff, like the the power levels in this show are insane, because we've talked about this before, where it's like a Demogorgon can take out an entire platoon of soldiers armed with assault rifles, even heavy machine guns, blasting away at this fucking thing, and it does nothing. But like a drunk middle-aged woman with a glass bottle can somehow like stop it in its tracks. And it's like, how does that work? How do you rationalize that? Like, how can you say like, oh yeah, these insanely powerful like assault weapons do nothing to it, but like a glass bottle to the face is like enough to stop it and like almost kill it?
And where the fuck were the Demogorgons and Demodogs?
Where were they?
Where were they?
The bats,
And the bats.
the dogs.
Oh, the fucking bats.
The
They only
Demogorgons?
existed to kill Eddie. That was it.
Only
like, our
excuse
job is done.
The only excuse I saw on Twitter, because I was like, did I miss a line or something? And somebody said, well, maybe possibly Vecna kept them away because Will could control them. My question would be, why didn't Vecna kill Will when he had the chance? If that was even a possibility, because you think he would know.
There's a lot of things you could pick for the worst part of this season. I know loads of people point out individual specific plot holes or stretches or out of character stuff, but one of the things that absolutely killed me was he got in Will's mind, and then it's this big dramatic thing of like, oh God, you know, he knows. I couldn't keep it away from him. He got in my head. He knows. Like, knows what? Like, he knows where we keep coma patients. Like, oh yeah, most people know where that is actually. And it's like, no, Vecna can finally get to Max now. And it's like, what are you serious?
Like he knows the hospital she's in. Just fucking send the demagogues and just like kill everyone there.
He could have said a Demogorgon to kill her at any time over the past. How long has this been? 2 years between
18 months.
Yeah, 18 months. Yeah, it's always an 18-month jump.
Fucking insane. He could have sent an army of Demogorgons at any time to the hospital. That's where the coma patient is, dude. And then you knock her out, and so that cancels out all the knowledge that, you know, basically it just kills the whole season. Like, they all lose.
I like this one as well. Did you guys notice in the kaiju fight when Rambo Nancy's trapped in the crevice, she loads her rifle using the carrying handle of the rifle? Rambo my ass. I think notice the jump cuts there where it's like she didn't manage to insert that magazine and prime it, and they had to like jump cut it. So it makes it look slicker than it really was, because I would imagine she would struggle a little bit with that.
It's still.
I hated that entire plan though, because as they're describing it, they're going to set up. We'll lead one person in, everyone else will get on the mountain, and there's only one question left. And I'm like, yeah, how are you going to get on top of the mountain? I'm no.
Like for people
with
who
the power of
haven't seen
editing.
It's this gigantic set of cliffs that overlooks like this plateau that they're on, and it's like there's no logical way up. There's no like path or anything. It's just they would have to scale these cliffs in a matter of seconds, because her whole plan is like, I'm going to distract this thing by luring it towards this gully where I'm going to take shelter, and then you guys have to be on top of this cliff in order to shoot at it when it gets me, right? They've got literally seconds to get up there. I have no fucking clue how any of that's meant to work.
She starts the fight. She shoots it before they start running. I'm like, this is the worst way to do this plan.
You're not giving us time.
There's just no way she survives. It's way too big and fast. But then it's also just like, do you notice how they just treat it like it's an actual idiot creature that only knows how to follow things that are loud? It's like, oh, I go this way. It's like, that's supposed to be the ultimate villain of the entire universe, dude. But okay.
Yeah. Connected to Vecna, used as a mech suit, basically. And it goes out pretty easy. It was harder to kill a Demogorgon than this thing.
Because
he's
got its own. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's the one that motivated him and like manipulated him, took control of him.
Supposedly.
And but we never hear from it. We never get like any of its opinions on anything, or like even like just get some kind of interaction with it. But yeah, it's just this big dumb creature that like rampages around, and somehow like it's stomping around, and like people are running around underneath it, and they never once get hit by flying debris or like its feet or anything like that. It's just, it crosses over into that realm of, as I said before, just a Marvel movie where you know like nothing's going to happen to them. It's just lightweight nonsense. Just don't think about it too much.
It was silly. It was extremely silly. There was so many things you could have done differently with Vecna. And you do a kaiju battle with Rambo Nancy at the end. And it's barely an inconvenience, as chat says. It was done in an hour. And then we get sorry, go on.
I was going to say, like, did anyone notice that every major group is led by a girl boss?
Yes.
In this?
Yes.
It's like a trio of girl bosses that take on Vecna directly. It's Nancy who leads the rest of the team to take on the Mind Flayer, and it's Holly who leads the other kids out of Vecna's mind to get to freedom.
I like Derek.
I love Derek, yeah.
Suck a fat
Although
one.
there's no way he
Vecna.
fit through that hole in the cave.
No.
Power of editing, baby.
I imagine these like kids like shoving him, like get through, you fat fuck.
Also, stronger than Vecna as well. He'd beat him in an arm wrestle.
Can we talk about?
Like it is just like they went all in with the girl bossery with this one. Like
Linda Hamilton, most pointless character in the history of fucking cinema.
Yeah.
What's her backstory? Can anyone tell me? There isn't one because she just seems like angry military lady.
But they already had angry military person, right? It was the black dude, and then he got like injured halfway through the season and booted out of the show. They brought her in to just serve his role. Why? She's got no character. She's just there. It's Linda Hamilton. Do something with it.
Yeah, but then I look at this and I'm like, I could be convinced that Linda Hamilton's not a great actress, like having watched this, because holy fuck, like she is not good in this. It's like, I think this is what happens when you give an actor no motivation. Like they don't understand where their character's coming from, they don't understand their backstory or anything, and there's nothing to back them up. And so they're just like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go on autopilot, I guess. I'm just an angry military person. And yeah, this is the wild thing about this whole thing, right? The show would have us believe that once this is all resolved, right, at the end of it, when 11 has supposedly been killed, and the threat has been resolved with Vecna, that all these guys like Hopper and the rest of the kids just get released, right? Hopper is responsible for murdering at least half a dozen military personnel.
37 servicemen with families.
As far as they know,
that man
as far as
is
they
going
knew,
to be
they were saving
spending
the
the
world.
rest of his natural life in prison for what he did.
And they also saw highly classified things there. That base that's not supposed to exist. Let's forget the fact that there's a woman commanding special forces in 1987. I don't care what capacity. That's ridiculous. With Linda Hamilton, they just wanted to hire Linda Hamilton. She played a male role. That's all she did. And she played it terrible. But yeah, like the military just fucks off at the end, and like everything's back to normal.
They're just like, it's over, I guess. Who cares?
It's because the show treats the military as bad guys when they're not. So you can't. The reason the military kept losing is because bullets and things don't do anything, despite what we saw later with fire apparently working. The only reason that the children won is because they had 11, which makes the military perfectly justified to do anything to hunt down 11, because you have all these parallel dimensions, wormholes, creatures and gods from other parallel dimensions coming to attack you, and you need basically an army of 11s because your guns don't do anything. So it's not just they thought they were saving the world, they would have done if they had 11 with them.
Disparu, did the military notice the giant planet descending on them in the Upside Down?
They just didn't care.
I'm not even sure if they were... Oh no, they were just driving around at that point, weren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I kept expecting, right? Especially during the final battle against the Mind Flayer, I thought the military were going to come in and save the day.
Yeah,
right.
I thought they would like.
It's like okay, they because like ultimately, okay, they might be assholes and they might be doing like cloak and dagger stuff. It is Cold War, fine, it makes sense. But like when it comes to the fate of the entire planet that you fucking live on, they're probably going to be super invested in stopping this threat. And I thought, okay, they're finally going to realize the real enemy is Vecna and the Mind Flayer, and we need to like do anything we can to stop him. Like that battle might have worked out a little bit better with fucking tanks and aircraft and stuff versus this thing. At least it would make it more believable that it gets defeated. But like, no, they're just not interested. All they're interested in doing is arresting the kids when they come back from defeating this world-ending threat. It's like, come on, man. Like, what was the point of that?
This is like if I spotted an asteroid coming to Earth, and rather than telling NASA to go and like save it for me, I thought, no, I think I can build a rocket in my own back garden and save it myself. It's like, I am responsible for that at some point. Like, whether you like the military or not, you should be working with them, even if you want to keep 11 from them. If you have information of the apocalypse.
By the way, did I miss something on the drive back before they get to the real world? 11 didn't take efforts to explain to people what Carly did or how she died. She just sort of just left. She was like, "Yeah." It's like, I don't know. It's like she's an annoying character, IMO, but like you would have thought she'd be like, "Yeah, she died doing something great. She saved us. She did this. She made sure everything." But no, she didn't even mention it. I was like, "Oh shit! All right." Well,
yeah, I mean, like it would have been inconvenient, I suppose, for the rest of what happens there because we need.
Would it?
Well, but yeah, because
if you said she
well,
died,
but she didn't die because at that point she was still alive, as far as
no,
like,
yeah, of
Mike's
course,
explanation is concerned.
but
It's like
11 though, right? If she says to them, "She died a hero, she saved us," blah blah, and Hopper could back that up, that would actually help 11's, quote unquote story.
I think honestly, the Duffer Brothers' brains were just about melting down, like trying to like juggle all these different characters.
When they said like, "Oh, Carly cast that spell from like a fucking mile away," I was like, "Oh, fuck off!"
She's dying, yeah.
Bleeding out forever. Okay,
From a gut wound.
I think that just shows why she's in the show. She was brought back so they could have her death. They she was a disposable thing that was brought in because they said the reason they don't kill people is because they don't like shock deaths. Well, that was a shock death. But we always bear in mind its impact on the rest of the cast. So they brought in a person where it wouldn't affect anyone just so they could kill them. And I think that after the moment she said, she served a purpose. So
you didn't have a problem killing off fucking Eddie or like Sean Astin's character or like
they were built to be killed. That's the thing about those.
Yes, he was brought back so that Dustin could have a dramatic storyline in the end, and he was basically died for his motivation.
If only Will had been okay with being gay sooner, he could have saved.
This is the thing because because I'd avoided talking about this scene because like it's so easy to shit on, but shit,
it really is.
I will say. That's the problem, right? This is the only thing this fucking show is going to get remembered for is that horrendous coming out scene.
Yes.
Because it became just like an instant meme. And it's like, it's what happens. Like, I imagine the Duffer Brothers, when they wrote it, like they did it with the best of intentions. They wanted it to be this like super earnest, emotional, poignant
They wanted points
scene.
for it.
Yeah, but like what actually they ended up with was like this melodramatic, overwritten, overwrought nonsense of like it's literally the "and everyone clapped" meme.
Yeah,
that's what it came down to. Like everyone's just sitting around in rapt attention while this guy goes like through this excruciating monologue, and then they all just give him a big old hug, and it's like, come on, man. The Robin's coming out scene with Steve in season 3, I think, was like way better handled, and I fucking hate that season. But like that was nicely done as far as it goes. She tells him, she like bears her soul to him a little bit, and he just moves past it, and he makes it clear to her like it doesn't matter to me. Like we're still friends, and like this doesn't affect our relationship. Great, that's understated, but the audience gets everything they need out of it. This is like the opposite extreme, and it was so unnecessary. Like nobody wanted it. I think even. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think even like a lot of LGBT groups and stuff are really pissed off with this because they're like, no, you just made this into like complete slob. Like nobody's coming out as like this in real life. You've just overwritten it to the point of insanity.
They think it was made better by making it plot relevant, and it's just worse. Yes.
Was it plot relevant though?
You got to get the pieces. Like they set it all up. It's all about Vecna's ruining Will's abilities and power and potential because he's convincing him to not have confidence in himself and to not encourage him to show himself to people because they would reject him. They would not.
But what's that got to do with using your powers against him? Like they
believe
didn't
in
need to
yourself,
know that he was gay in order to actually. Because what they actually said in the interviews was that by coming out to all the people, that made him not scared anymore. Like, yeah, but you'd still be scared of Vecna because Vecna's an entirely different thing. Like, if you come out to your family, you might still be scared of Whitewater Rapids. These things aren't related in any way. But in this, you were supposed to think that. And that's why I thought it was going to the scene between him and Vecna, where he goes, "No, you're just like me. We're the same." I thought he was going to go, "Well, actually, Vecna's gay, and we have some kind of bond there, and I understand that you were manipulated under the same thing." And it's just, no, none of that was true. And I think that's why I think I was writing worse finales in my own head based off what they'd written. And instead I got an entirely unrelated finale that didn't actually build on what they'd set up. They said that was important, but it actually, if you cut out that, it wouldn't have changed.
It wouldn't have changed, but they needed to make it part of the plot, and they did. So it's difficult to say, although it's true. If you take this scene out, you take the stupid cringe gay Will scene out, this is still a terrible series. It's still a terrible series. But where they put it at the end, at the penultimate episode, where all hell is supposed to be breaking loose, and okay, maybe in the final 2 hours we'll learn more about the Upside Down and Vecna, and none of that happened, and they wasted a bunch of time on it. They made it this big stage stupid spectacle because they wanted to come out and say, we did a come out gay scene. Look at how awesome we are. And we did it for Will, and we waited. It should have been an intimate scene earlier in the season between Mike and his mom. That's about it.
They'd already done it. At the end of the volume 1, they had the same scene. Both climaxes, pun not intended, were at the end of the volumes about him. That's how he defeated Vecna the first time.
So when he got in touch with the gay and then got his powers, at least getting his powers gave him something to do, Disparu. But then then he didn't do shit after that. He reverted back to, I'm just like little weak Will for the whole time.
Yeah, you could tell, by the way, from the reaction online, because people were a bit more positive on the show after that first volume came out, that they probably, writing-wise, should have just committed to he has a power set now. After all the abuse he suffered, he can finally take action.
Yeah.
But immediately after, he explicitly assures the audience, no, I don't really have any power at all. I was just siphoning it off. It only works when I'm in a particular position. I don't really know how it works myself. Don't worry, not a wizard, not anything. Don't worry about it. Not really powerful. It's like, oh,
that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, they obviously they couldn't. The hierarchy of character writing says that he can't take anything away from 11, who's got the real power in all of this, and so it's like it has to be.
The writers nerfed her the entire season.
Yeah,
they nerfed her from a story perspective, 100%. Like she's just there.
She's just there, but her powers would have solved so many of the little crazy escapades they went on, especially when she just, hey, we can get in the Upside Down by flipping up one of the steel plates. Could have done that whenever we want.
Imagine, this it's insanity. The military just had this fucking interdimensional rift that exists between a populated town in America, right? And their solution is we'll just put some fucking steel plates over it,
throw cement in it or something. I don't know, something else.
Well, it's not even that's not going to work. I would evacuate everyone within a 50-mile radius of this fucking thing, because who knows what's going to break through that? A steel plate's not going to hold it in, as we find out with the Demigorgon. They can just break through that shit whenever they want.
Just to be
you're
clear,
allowing kids to mess around with it day after day. It would be like having kids playing around on the fucking sarcophagus that sits over Chernobyl. It's fine, it's safe enough now. Have at it, kids. It'll be fun.
All things considered, if this was actually coming out in the 80s, and you had among the military some Arnold Schwarzenegger types or Stallones, and they said okay, I'm judging from this, we're going to take everybody, go through one of the plates, go to the other side, get a chopper, shoot some grapple points into the upper ceiling, make a platform, get a staircase or ropes, grapples, everything to get into the upper area. We are going to take a nuke. We're just going to fire it at the giant monster. And they would win.
Yeah.
That would be it.
Yep.
All rules considered, you wouldn't need any crazy sorcerers or mental scapes or all this crazy. Just nuke it.
This is why I like Brenner from season 1.
Yeah.
He had an understandable motivation. They were messing with forces they didn't really understand, but he's a scientist. He sees the potential in it, and it's he's willing to break ethical codes and stuff in order to get ahead. It makes sense. He's not a super complicated character, but I'm fine with him as an antagonist. But yeah, at this point where it's our entire planet could get overrun with this crap. It could get completely annihilated. That's when you just go into ass saving mode. It's no, as MauLer said, you would fire a nuke at it, or you would set off some kind of self-destruct charge, destroy the Upside Down, cut your losses. This is not worth pursuing at this point.
We know the quote-unquote shield generator, right, that maintains the Upside Down. So that was something they established.
Exotic matter, MauLer.
Whatever. They established this existed this season. Destroying that destroys the connection. So they wanted to kill the Mind Flayer and Vecna first so they can never come back and then separate the connection. But just so we're clear, if they'd tossed a grenade at that thing at any point, it would have set back Vecna and Mind Flayer immensely, right?
I don't know how it works. Because apparently you can throw something at it, it's fine. You shoot it with a shotgun, it gets angry and it makes a hole.
And it makes everything melt.
Well, I don't know.
also-
I don't know what the melting stuff is. Like that was literally done for that one scene between Nancy.
Yeah, it makes
and
concrete
fucking
melt, but it
Jonathan.
can't quite deal with flesh. You know, that's tough.
Well, it melts the people. Like there's loads of
It
bodies.
did. Well,
No,
not the
it
main
didn't melt
characters.
them,
the
Just
but, like,
important
it
people.
doesn't. Not the main characters. They're immune.
Yeah, over a certain age, and you might be in danger, but otherwise, maybe your cells can regenerate.
I
But
guess it
did-
kind of melted
it
like
did say
walls
that-
and floors, and people sink into them, and then it rehardens into whatever it is, and then they're dead. I don't know.
Okay.
It was.
I
weird.
thought it showed like melted corpses, but I could be wrong.
I thought.
but
I think they just decomposed.
it did say that 11 was the one that forged the wormhole in the first place when she connected to Vecna. So
Right.
Vecna couldn't make the wormhole on his own from
Yeah.
his end. Now, how
That's
how
perfect.
how 11 somehow can create exotic matter by trying to connect, like search for Vecna, I don't know.
Well,
Science.
in season 1, she touched a Demogorgon, and that created a rift. Right, that's what happens in season 1, and I
Yes.
think if ever, I won't recommend this. If you ever rewatch the whole show now, it's so obvious how season 5 is not written with rather seasons 1 through 4 are not written with 5 in mind. Seasons 1 through 3 are not written with 4 in mind. Seasons 1 through 2 are not written with 3 in mind. Season 1 was not written with 2 in mind, clearly.
Yeah.
And
Without a
they keep
doubt,
changing
yeah.
their minds as they go. They're just like, we'll do this now, actually. We'll do this now. So I've seen people turning on Vecna as like a concept. They're like, I think that was actually a bad idea. It's like, it's only because of how badly executed it was. It's like the idea of...
The problem is, like, when you go down the horror route and you set up any horror villain, like, they're always going to be more interesting when you don't know everything about them. But once you
what we
understand
got-
like where they came from and what their capabilities are, obviously they become like a known.
We got both
quantity.
avenues, and both were horrible. As in,
Yep.
we got the mysterious, horrifying Lovecraftian entity. Season 3 payoff, he comes through a portal, he's a giant flesh monster made of people and rat flesh, and then they kill it. It's like, oh. Then Vecna, it's like, what's the ultimate thing with him? It's like, we get that Henry backstory, kind of. He commits to like, nah, I was actually just evil. I wasn't manipulated at all. And then she kills him by stabbing him through the heart, chopping off his head. It's like, oh. It's like both. I think you can do both well, but they did both horribly bad.
I
Horribly bad.
honestly thought they were going for a redemption arc with him when Will starts talking to him, and it's like, oh, you weren't actually part of this the whole time. Like, the Mind Flayer just didn't want you to know the true origin of like why you became evil. You can change it. You can come back to us. And I thought, oh god, they're going for the misunderstood fucking villain again.
I'm with you
but then-
completely. I actually think I would have preferred at this point, because committing to him just being evil meant that it's just like, well, then he dies. You're like, okay.
I prefer them at least committing to having a villain. If he turned around and started defeating him, and it's like, no, me and you, Will, we are together. This is why it was so important.
think-
All your scenes. Oh, no.
Well, who
One
was
of the best
dude
ways
who
he's a puppet, right? You could just go that direction. Or you could say it was like 50-50. He was kind of serial killer-ish, and it gave him the power and potential, but he was never quite committed or something. The thing I'm thinking about, I think I'm biased, because I just thought Jamie Campbell Bower is the actor, right? He's like easily the best out of everyone in the cast. Every time he shows up to do anything, the amount of effort he's putting in, I kind of feel bad for him.
I think, he's excellent. Finn Wolfhard, I think, is actually pretty good for the most part.
Really?
I think he's grown into the role quite well. Like, he's not as good as this guy, but yeah, he's pretty decent. But yeah,
He
he's
was better as a
probably. I'm comparing him to everyone else. I think Dustin's really good as well, but he's just
Dustin's
kind of
good.
a likable sort of.
Steve's
character.
always been charming. I've always liked that actor as well.
Yeah. The rest of them pretty weak. Millie Bobby Brown somehow has become a worse
Ooh,
actress.
yeah.
Yeah, she's not good. She's not. I would say like Finn is fine for the kids. Is fine. But like Millie Bobby Brown is not a good actress.
I think I don't know if it's just because she's had a lot of work done and that she can't make her face move the way it needs to convey emotions.
I totally agree with you on many scenes. She's got the same expression when she's supposed to have different ones, and it's just like, oh dear, what's going on? And she's struggling. She needs to like grab her face with her fingers and move her cheeks and stuff.
It's like, I think her lips are like two fucking frankfurters that have been like super glued together. I don't
really
know.
unfortunate, man, but yeah.
It's just like, yeah, you've seen the memes of like, what emotion is she trying to convey in this scene? Is that weird one where she's just like staring like fixedly at fucking Mike? It's like a pouty expression generally.
Oh, by the way, that whole sequence where she's having the final goodbye with Mike and stuff. So that was just Carly. That had nothing to do with 11.
No, that was
unless
11.
Carly dragged both of them into her mind.
Because Carly created the whole because
No, Carly
Drinker-
created the vision of
Vision of
11 in
11,
the
but-
portal. But like, I
but
think
Mike was
the
still in
actual
11's
conversation.
head.
Yeah, I think the
Well,
conversation.
no, because
was-
11 couldn't use her powers to
Yeah,
drag
you
it
can't
into
use
her
your
head.
powers in that
So
area. They had the cancellation.
Carly must have got both 11 and him and put them in a third-party world, essentially.
Like she ran the illusion on both ends.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Very,
While dying
very
of a
nice of
bullet
her while
wound.
she was bleeding out in the destroyed upside down.
I know I'm dying, but I just hope you say goodbye to each other.
Very helpful friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed this as well. Her fucking delivery in her final scene, where it was like, "This is where my story ends." It was like
Ooh,
Gal Gadot
yeah.
level acting, and I thought, "Holy fuck! Like this is your last moment on the show, and you're probably never going to work on anything again ever." Like, God, at least go for it a little bit.
She was like that the entire series, to the point where people were going, she's definitely working with Vecna. She's a plant. Have you seen how creepy she is in every scene? And it's because she just stands there and doesn't
Can't act.
emote at any point. And so it's like, no, you are doing like an impression of Data in Star Trek in every scene. So you come across as, there's something odd about you. You must be a spy.
I wish what they'd done with this final episode was just pair the cast right back to the OGs. You know, like
Yeah.
Steve, Nancy, Mike, Lucas, fucking Dustin, and 11. Like, just keep it simple and like get right back to them, because like all these ancillary characters that you keep adding in, yeah, like some of them are good. Like I really like Derek. Obviously, like I think a lot of that comes down to the actor who's playing him. It's just funny as fuck. But like that's the time for them to fuck off. Like this is the end of the show, and like you really want to bring it back to the beginning and just like make it about them again. And it's like everything is just so convoluted with too many people, too many subplots going on, and it gets lost. Like it gets lost in itself. I think this final episode, and it's frustrating because there is some good stuff going on there. It's just boring down. There's so much crap.
When Hopper starts seeing illusions and it's the Agent Orange shit, I was like, oh my god, they're using the Vietnam like background to actually do like a nightmare sequence. When I saw that, I was like, fuck, I haven't even entertained that this was something we could have been doing the whole time.
That's what they should have been doing the whole time.
Yeah.
Like Vecna tormenting all of these characters. It was unbelievable to me. In just one scene, Vecna nearly had him shoot 11 to death, like for real, almost. And it's like, why weren't you doing this to all the characters the whole time, dude?
Yeah. Instead of a kaiju battle, that's what you do. You get in everybody's head and you fuck with them.
And it's such a shame because, I almost forgot that backstory because it's been so long since it's been relevant.
Yeah.
Well, it comes and goes because, like, we're told that like Hopper's this Vietnam veteran, but he doesn't seem to understand that guns run out of ammo and stuff.
I was about to say, there's a difference between being retold that it existed and it actually playing into like current, experiences or actions and stuff. What I mean is, season one Hopper is like, season one Hopper is awesome. The rest of it has been a fucking drag.
They should have just killed him in season 3.
Yeah,
should have just kept him dead.
I think so.
He like when he was acting in his rare moments of acting, he was good.
Yeah,
but he's so lost in it. It shows what it could have been. Well, we'll get to the Sappy end scene because that's an hour of the 2-hour finale.
That was rough.
God. Okay, so how does Suitcase Guy get into the fucking cave? What's he doing in this cave? How does the Boy Scout Henry find him? Like, what led up to that?
I was hoping you guys were,
that is some random fucking shit. Well, in the play,
that's a spin-off prequel idea. I think that's all that is.
I was hoping you guys were going to explain this for me because I must have missed something. Like, okay, so that fragment of mineral that he finds is basically a piece of the mind flare that like impregnates into him and affects him with it, and then that's where
it's
where he's got
it's the concentrated evil from the End of Time Bandits.
But where did it come from? Who got it? Like, why did it end up in a suitcase?
Well,
where was that guy from?
There's a play, and I read the Wikipedia like everybody else is going to do now, and it kind of explains some of that, but not everything. The Upside Down, its origins are with the Philadelphia experiment, if I read that correctly.
Yeah,
if they would have done like a little prologue of that, that would have been fucking rad. That would have been cool, but
Hopper mentions going to Montauk to be like
I know. I was like, oh, watch that show. Cool. Let's go. Hopper and Montauk. Yes, doing like an X-Files show would be great.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
the
like,
USS Eldridge. Yes.
yes. But yeah, man, it's like you can't just bring something like that in so late in the game and then just be like, oh, okay, that's like a whole other level of narrative complexity that we're just not going to address at all. Like you can't just like have a pivotal moment like that jumped in and not explain where it came from, like what triggered it.
No, and you
Nothing.
finally hear like I think you've heard the Mind Flayer speak before, like earlier seasons, but like you finally get a voice to the whatever cosmic entity, and he's like, "Find me," and then he just starts going at the end. He like doesn't like it's not an intelligent creature. There's no intelligence behind it, and it looks like they killed it, which is stupid. With a meet me in Montauk. Hell yeah. So no, if you have a cosmic entity, you can stop it, you can seal off the door, but you don't like kill it. And there's what MauLer said. I was talking about it last night. If Vecna could have gotten in it, he should have been doing that. And there was times he got in people's heads all the time, and he just stopped for no reason. And you could have easily defeated everybody. So it's those kind of things that aren't thought about that make this like a really cheaply, horribly made show.
You could like slip into forgetting what the show even was. Like season 4 was a bit of a like, oh shit, I remember what this can be. The abstract horror sequences with Vecna. It's like, why weren't we doing this for the main cast, man? We did it for a bunch of random people in season 4, and then they could have stopped it in season 5.
Do you know how much they spent on this season?
Too many dollars.
$480 million.
I heard that, yeah.
Much of that was just all of the actors that you didn't want to get rid of over time.
And renting the volume space that they were running around in or whatever.
Yeah. Some of those scenes were rough.
Well, sure.
Especially in the Abyss, like when they're in that new dimension, it's like, oof, every scene there just looks fucking...
Imagine how much the Mind Flayer's final form cost to fucking render that thing.
I would love to go back in time to us, right? Like we've just seen Stranger Things season 1, and then we showed ourselves like this is where it's all going, and it's like that fucking battle against the Mind Flayers. Like, what is this bullshit?
Oh, the fan theories out there. Disparu was commenting on one of them yesterday on Twitter, like just saying, "Oh, the fan theories are better. The fan theories were clearly better for this show."
It was Vecna was possessing them, and there was all these lines that harken back to previous things. During the coming out scene, it was actually referencing things that weren't true. They were out of time. They were misplaced. Everyone knew about it because you're now telling us our lives wrong, and it would have actually given that scene a reason to exist. And it's like, no. They would do flashbacks to season 1. Colors were different of different parts of the set in different series, and it's just no. We made a bad TV show, and you made a reason for it.
That was some PTSD flashbacks. I don't care that much about Stranger Things. I was seeing it through, obviously, but that video you were sharing, I'd seen it previously, and I was like, oh god, this was just like Game of Thrones. People were like, wait, all of this can make sense in the last episode if they just do this, and move this here, do that. And it's like, guys, it's over. It's already over.
I mean, I guess that's the question, isn't it? Like in the final analysis of Stranger Things and its pop culture impact and stuff, like where does it sit? Because it's like James Cameron, right? It dips in and out of pop culture relevance for like once every 10 years or so, or whatever, and like and then disappears again. But like, yeah, this feels like the last TV event.
Yeah,
that we might never get.
The cultural phenomenon and what carried it through, because I mean, there's more bad Stranger Things than good now. That's confirmed. There's a really good first season, good fourth season, 2, 3, and 5. 5 is the worst by far.
That's fair.
3 was bad.
What carries it through is like those child actors, when they were acting as children, they were very good, and there was great character moments. Which, listen, MauLer will be hard on stuff. I'll be hard on stuff. But if we're following characters we like, I can forgive. There's a lot of crap from season 4 that, for example, Agent Stinson. I was bringing this up last night. Agent Stinson, the woman who drops off Hopper at the end and kind of waves goodbye, and they have that big reunion. Guess she didn't see the entire town cracked open and all the smoke flying up. She just kind of drives home. Like it's like little shit. Where is Dr. Samuel? Is he just a skeleton?
One of the best characters in the whole show, and they didn't bring him in.
They didn't bring him back even at the end, you know?
Yeah, I'm borderline, like, they didn't bring him in because he's too smart as a character to exist in this storyline. Like, you can't have him
he was
like
the balance. There was good military and bad military, and that's when they served a purpose, right? But even when it was bad military, with like Brenner and Eddie did a lot of heavy lifting for season 4, and they got rid of them both of them. And you missed them a lot, and then the military just became stupid. And I think that's the dumbest thing in the show is the military and Linda Hamilton and their motivation and not noticing a giant fucking planet descending on them in the Upside Down. These are little things that you could have caught that you don't have to get every detail right, and you don't have to explain everything about I would rather they didn't explain anything at this point rather than with the explanation we got. If you're going to leave it open for spinoffs, then answer that somewhere else, because they clearly were more interested in getting to the character moments. But that's what's carried the show through. Drinker is we like these characters. We like Hopper, even though they completely destroyed him. And like, dude, this will be the most watched episode. This is an insanely popular show, without a doubt. And I even see people like Clay Travis going, "Yeah, I thought they stuck the landing on that ending." It's like, stick to sports, bro. But
well, it's the emotional manipulation. For all we talk about, the final 40 minutes was way too long. That will there'll be enough in there that some people will like some of the scenes, and it'll make them come away thinking, "No, I like that," and then they'll never think about it again.
There's loads of schmaltzy stuff in those final like 40, 50 minutes of just like characters reminiscing about the passage of time and growing older and like passing things on to the next generation and how we're
all the easy
all this
payoffs.
stuff.
Like they went to Enzo's, they got married, they graduated. It's a very safe ending.
The girl graduates after spending 2 years in a coma.
Okay, the scene that got me the most, and maybe it's just me, they're the older kids are on the roof of the radio station and they're doing a John Hughes moment where they're all talking about their careers and we'll meet each other again, knowing they will never meet again. And I'm pretty sure it's Nancy who says, "I don't think anything's ever going to be the same for us." Yeah, no shit. You just fought a kaiju on another fucking planet. You didn't I don't know, have an incident at the prom. It's not 16 candles.
It just doesn't feel like that, does it? What they did there felt so fucking fake. They're just like, well, they popped over to that set. Now it's back to reality. That's the end. It's like, oh.
Well, also, like, would they be allowed to have normal lives? Would the government allow them? Because that's one thing that Doctor Who did do sometimes. If a companion went with the Doctor, they would pull them into units. It's like, well, you know more about this stuff than we do at this point. You've had experience with it. Wouldn't the military hire these people? You've just saved the world.
Yeah, well, it's like I said earlier. Like, one, Hopper is going to spend the rest of his life in prison for murdering like multiple military personnel, but like the rest of them are probably going to be either kept in a secure facility for debriefings that's going to last for years, or they're going to be forcibly recruited into like the government, because it's like, well, you know stuff that we can't possibly allow you to like.
Remember in season 1 when they killed the diner owner just because he saw 11? The government they'd have just killed. They would have just said, "You know what? The town unfortunately all died in the earthquake." Crazy.
And there was no like resolution for Linda Hamilton's character. She just stopped. Like, I guess she just like gave up and just moved on or whatever.
Oh my
As
God.
people are pointing out in the chat as well, like I think she had the rank of colonel. She's at least like 800 years old, and so like as people were pointing out, like she's way too old to even be in the military as an active.
She wouldn't be commanding special forces in 1987. A woman would not be commanding special forces in 1987 at all.
Gary, did you like the bit where she grabs that like guy and manhandles him?
And sticks her fingers in it's like
he had to participate in that. He had to help her because I was like, oh, dude,
he had to like get her hand up a little.
But I was watching, I was like, you're 1,000,000 years old. You broke your arm by doing that. Okay,
and you're about 4'11". Somebody,
like you could get away with that shit when you were Sarah Connor and you were kind of buff like 35 years ago. Like those days are long gone.
She tried to outdo her antinatalist Sarah Connor role in this, and I think she pulled it off. Holy shit!
Yeah, she just looked lost. Just sad.
No, there's it was always teetering on the female empowerment stuff, but man, it went full on in the final episode. My criticism throughout this series has been all the dads are fucking. There is no dads. The dads are useless. Even Hopper, Lucas has parents. Max has a mom. Never fucking see him.
Remember, Mr. Wheeler, right? It's like the mom.
Wheeler.
Irrelevant.
Language. She has this fucking amazing like last stand, and she gets like to come by. Somehow she's able to set a trap for the demi-dogs, with a fucking oxygen cylinder. I don't know how she became like Steven Seagal, but she just did. But like the dad just like gets one-shotted out of the fucking plot, and he doesn't show up again until the final episode, and he's just a joke. Again, like with that character, I kept expecting there's going to be something. There'll be some kind of like moment of revelation for him where he goes into like ass-saving mode or something. Like he's there to like fight for his family. Nah, he's just there to be a joke. Just laugh at him.
Yep.
Why not? Like, and that's the attitude of the show towards a lot of the male characters. Like they're just disposable fucking cannon fodder, or they're just there to be laughed at and then like yeeted right out of the narrative. Because why do they matter? We got some girl bossing to do.
We got to get back to Robin and Holly.
Yeah.
There were many points in this show where, and that was one of the best examples, right? So like Mrs. Wheeler, alerted to the information, gets up out of the bed, and I was like, "What are you going to do?" And it's like goes out of the room, sees where the kids are having, the dogs are everywhere. Just like, what are you going to do? There's nothing you could do. So they show the fucking thing, and the driver's like, "I'm sorry, what?"
I had questions about that. Did she like break a piece of it off? I mean, because that gas canister in a dryer, is that necessarily going to go off?
I know.
I
know
it
it's
does
right
not
on
get hot enough
dryers.
to ignite gas.
I'm pretty sure they're not that fucking hot. Yeah.
But also, it was like a video game. Everyone's at the moment in like Morrowind or Elder Scrolls. You go into stealth mode and you're just invisible in the middle of a brightly lit room with everyone staring at you. That she would have had to have done that in order to sneak across in front of all the dogs, or she knew they were going into that room and set it up in advance, which is even weirder.
They just really wanted that moment where it blows up. She's taking them all out, and then she comes out of the mist like all badass. Like, what the fuck has been happening here,
motherfucking Mrs. Wheeler?
Yeah, and it's come on, guys. Like, you've already got like 1 million fucking girl bosses in this show. Did you need to have another one? Was it that important to you? Apparently so, I guess.
It's one of the issues with it. They don't just. It's not that they just have too many characters, but they don't have any side characters. They treat every character in it as if it needs a main storyline, it needs a main plot point. They need to be heroic, and that's why everything drags on so long. Because normally at the end of this, you'd be like, "Well, they don't really matter. Nobody really cares what happens to them," and then that's why you could focus on the main crew.
And you really see what you missed in that you were talked about that final scene of them just sitting around playing D&D. Like that was a good scene. That was fine. You know, I understand why they did it. It was mirroring back to the first season, and I thought it was done pretty well. And I think the Hopper Michael scene was pretty good. I thought that was a really good, father-son moment. And you could tell that they were clearly more interested in that. That's why you would do an hour-long epilogue, which is unbelievably long. You needed 10 minutes of that epilogue. That's it.
Yeah, if I had to sum up the whole season, my summary would just be self-indulgent.
Yeah, that's good description.
That's ultimately what it is. Like Mike's coming out saying, like, instead of just making it like a really short, leaving it up to the audience to like infer meaning from it. No, it has to all be spelled out in this big dramatic, monologue thing that goes on forever. Every character has to have their big, emotional final moment, all that stuff. And then, the epilogue that lasts for a good hour beyond the actual resolution of the story. It's all just like, I'm willing to indulge it up to a point because it's like, okay, I get like this show's been around a long time, and I'll give you a certain amount of leeway because you've kind of earned it, but like, don't stretch it too much. You don't need to take it to this absurd level. That's kind of what it does, and it cheapens it to a degree because it's that principle of less is more, but they've never understood that kind of restraint, and they just 100% indulge themselves with this final episode.
But you also have to balance it out with, like, there's always the phrase, always remember, if you're having a bad day, no one cares. And it's the same with this. Like, I know to you, you've spent every day of your life, the last 10 years working on this thing, and so to you, it's a major milestone in your life. But at the end of the day, you're making entertainment, it's a TV show, and the audience just doesn't care about these people as much as, like, you spent 12 hours writing a coming out scene and then working on it, and to you, it was the most amazing thing ever. But to everyone else, is it that big a deal? Was it worth it?
Yeah.
And I feel that about the epilogue. It was them doing it for them rather than entertainment reasons. Because when because I was thinking, oh, it's all over. I hadn't seen the time. I thought, well, it's kind of meh. And then the tires went over the spikes. I'm like, oh, we're about to start again. There's going to be another. Now they've got to deal with the military, and we've got an hour to do it. And instead, I was left with that. That was more disappointing.
It's interesting as well. Like when these expressions of emotion get too overwrought, then like they'll lose their impact. Like because the rooftop scene, for example, with the older kids, like when they're talking about like moving on and stuff. The best moment of that, I think, was Steve just kind of looking away, and you could see his eyes getting a little teary and stuff. That was a great bit of
he's the
acting there.
best actor.
Yeah.
Out of the lot, he is
But then
clearly the
you
best
get
actor.
then you get fucking Robin, who's like like properly like losing her shit. It's like that's not effective because that's overdone. That's too much.
It was overcooked. That thing was so overcooked.
And yeah, like again with everyone putting away their little books from the D&D game, you know, like their campaigns and stuff. Like the ones that restrain themselves a little bit more has more impact than the ones who are bawling their eyes out. Will is a classic crier, you know. He just lets go 100%. Like fucking Max was the same way, and part of me was thinking, you're crying for real as an actor because you probably know this is like the highlight of your career.
I'm sure they found their motivation.
It's like I'm going to be fucking unknown.
But, like the crying was so overdone at that even my former San Francisco hairdresser wife was sitting there going, "This was the '80s. The only guy crying would be the gay guy. The girl wouldn't even be crying right now. They'd be sad. They'd put away their books, but it was just so overdone." And I liked the D&D scene. I liked the game and the telling of the story of L. That's fine. I knew it was coming, you know, eventually. Yeah. I'm like,
still, for me, Max being there as it has been since season 2, just like, oh, you're such an add-on. Like you really feel like you totally mixed in with the boys, but you haven't.
Don't think she should have been there. It should have been just the boys.
Yeah, she never bought into any of that shit, and like there's no reason to feel like she would now.
It's for me. I was like, I probably should have just had the core 4, man.
Yeah, and you know, passing the torch to the kids and Derek down there. That's fine. The Duffers have come out and said like that it's supposed to be an ambiguous ending. We don't know if Ella's alive or not. You just have to believe. You know what? I don't give a shit. Somebody asked me last night, well, what's your theory? I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
I don't know if
it's also a real cop-out, though. Because even if you want an ambiguous ending for the audience, the writer should know what's actually happened. There should be a definite answer.
10 years when none of them are working, Disparu, there will be a Stranger Things reunion movie in the 90s, you know, at the millennium. The Mind Flayer is going to come back at the millennium in 1999.
Don't you think that they probably should have given a completely fucking different ending for 11, considering the scope of the show, which is she's a kid who, taken from her mum and like a potential family, immediately experimented on and abused for years, kept under the shadows, constantly used to like fight demonic fucking Lovecraftian forces, and her fate is what? Run away forever so the government don't capture you or kill yourself.
Yeah.
It kind of made me laugh as well because like they have her go to like some small village in Norway or Iceland or wherever the hell it is, and I couldn't help but thinking to myself, that is the worst place you would go to, because a small village, the arrival of an outsider would be instantly noted. Like
noted.
You want to go to like a big city. You want to go to New York or something like. Yeah, like where there's like a million others like you. No one's going to notice a new person.
Well, like, how is she capable of blending in with any given society right now? She's still been given proper good upbringing of how anything. She's still kind of like an alien with a lot of stuff. She's very noticeable, is kind of what I'm getting at.
She's like Chris Stuckman trying to like blend in with normal human beings.
Is this spoon? Do we eat food?
Have you heard about this like payday loan app that I can tell you?
No.
Well, you're going to need it after the gambling I just pushed on you. So,
but don't worry though, if you get into trouble, I've got this mental health app that can help you as well.
Just seems to me like she probably should have been given a happier ending, considering the whole series is just her suffering. It's like you would have thought she'd have earned it.
Pointed out at the end, you know, that good little speech from Hoffer is like, all you've done is suffer. Your life has been shit. Oh, here's your shit ending.
Now kill yourself.
It's like Jon Snow. It's like, oh, here you go to like fight and die beyond the wall. Like that's your reward for
that's your happy ending.
Yeah. I mean, Stranger Things. It's been and gone. It was. How can I even sum it up? I'm trying to think of a few words that I can use to describe it. It's like season 1 was like this pop culture phenomenon. Like I remember being super like enthused by it back then. Season
cool.
2, season 3 was absolutely dog shit. Season 4 like unexpectedly pulled it back, and then season 5 delivered a slightly underwhelming resolution to it all.
Slightly.
Oh, I think season 5's worse than season 3.
I was gonna say,
Like by orders of magnitude. Like there's at least character moments in that. Season 3 is ridiculous, absolutely, utterly ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that it's good, but it's better than season 5.
look, if we had a list, right, I think it could come close. But season 5, it has the plan of we got to reconnect Will with a hive mind, so let's Frankenstein a Demogorgon with the fucking power generator on the tower. I remember just being like, what the hell is happening?
We need to find Mr. What's-It, who we all know as Henry, by the way. So we're going to get some benzos from a hospital, knock out a new character's family, dig a hole in their in their house to catch that Demogorgon, to put a tracker in it.
I think season 5 is more retarded, but I think it takes itself more seriously than season 3 did. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just like, which one do I?
I wasn't sure if
season
me
off more.
Did season 5 take itself seriously when Nancy is Rambo and she's taking on a kaiju?
I guess.
Yes. I think that was meant to be serious.
I remember that scene from season 3 when they're getting chased by the mind flare and they have to use music to fucking kill it, and like everyone's singing along with it and shit. Like they've got the
never-ending story.
I can buy the Russians built a base under a mall more than I can buy Rambo Nancy fighting a kaiju on another planet. I know it's a stretch. We're comparing.
That's fair.
I almost feel like I need to do a poll. Should we do a poll?
Do a poll.
Yeah, let's do a poll. Hold on. I'll set it up on the main.
Like
page,
I said, the ending to season 5 is safer than it could have been, as in like they give a bunch of standard endings to standard. So like a lot of people I think will be like, well, that was that, I suppose, as opposed to something like a Game of Thrones where you just piss everyone off with every ending to every character.
Yeah, I mean, they gave the characters resolution. They spent a lot of time on it, and they clearly had no plan or solution for the Upside Down. So they just wanted to get past that and hope everybody just remembers that last hour where we got the sappy, saccharine end where everybody's crying and kind of happy.
Right. Okay.
Bad.
I'm not sure if it's worse if they think they have explained the Upside Down, because a load of people did go, "Oh, we know what it is now." I'm like, "What? It's science." That's not an explanation.
Yeah,
that's just changing it from magic to science. Now I need more of an explanation, not less.
It went Star Trek Discovery level with that stuff. With their they get a plot complication and then their resolution. Red Letter Media did that short scene of a Star Trek Discovery episode, and it's pretty much season 5. It's the same thing.
Oh, I tell you, by the way, this poll is going hard on season 3. So 81% of people think that season 3 was better than season 5.
I think they're both trash, though, just for the record.
Yeah, they're both really bad.
Well, yeah, but we have to pick.
You got to pick, and I say I would watch season 3 again before I watch season 5 if I.
But it's so, like Hopper's a fucking clown in it.
He's horrible.
Robin and Steve with the fucking ice cream thing, and like the goofy Russian soldiers.
When the kids are invading a military base, it feels like a comedy show.
It is
a sitcom.
It's all mostly Stranger Things is mostly trash.
No, I agree. Yeah, I only really liked the first season, and the second I liked the most afterwards, just because it was pretty much the first season.
And that's why you can't compare it to Game of Thrones. It's incomparable because Game of Thrones was really good for multiple seasons.
Yeah,
it's like they repeat the same story almost every series. Oh, somebody's trying to come to Earth. We stopped it. Like that's the story of all of them.
And what is it? Oh, we'll tell you next season.
Yeah. Or we'll tell you in a spin-off. So it's always the next thing they're gonna do.
Get in a plane, go out of the West End, or I think it's on Broadway now. Go watch the play. Go watch the play.
Or don't,
There'll be a comic book.
Let me just, before we go on, let me just answer a few super chats, so I can try and keep up with it a little bit. Yeah, Happy New Year, Drinker. I saw the Red Letter Media video about the current state of Star Wars, and he was critique on the current Star Wars reviewers that you guys are nitpicking too much. My response: pot kettle black. Yeah. That was an interesting one. Yeah, like
a little
the
lack
fucking
of
Plinkett
self-awareness.
review.
Yeah.
The whole thing could be
crazy
boiled down to basically, hey, remember the prequels? Remember when we talked about them? Remember when we used to be relevant? Well, like, let's just try and apply that to the current state of Star Wars. It's weird.
They
Yeah, I don't-
even realized they'd lost their minds when they did the thing with Star Wars Theory. They were like, "Oh, he cares so much about Ki-Adi-Mundi's birthday. That's just sad." And then the following video, they were like, "Okay, I guess we do that with Star Trek." So yeah, It's like,
your
yeah, of
your
course.
whole fucking channel was founded on like nitpicking problems with the prequels. You know, like they had
You can't-
legit criticisms for sure, but a lot of them got down to like a really granular level, and like that's why people appreciated your channel. So don't suddenly start acting like you're above all that shit.
And what do they do since? They nitpick and make fun of B movies.
Yeah,
You know, people with no resources and money, and we do the same with corporations that spend $480 million on a 5th season.
Yeah.
and then they said about Theory there are kids starving in Africa, and you're complaining about Ki-Adi-Mundi's birthday. It was the weirdest shit. It was like, okay.
So were the kids not starving when you were doing the prequel videos?
I think Chris Gore summed them up. I think it was Chris that said this about
Yes,
them.
he did.
Like they always like to come last when it comes to reviewing things. Like they are the definitive final word on any movie,
They
any
certainly feel that way.
TV show or whatever. And it's like, okay, you know, you guys are good at what you do, but like fucking calm down a little bit.
The torch got taken off them for leading Star Wars discussions culturally, and it's, you know, to be fair, they kind of they didn't care enough about the sequels, and that's fine.
Well, they got old and they just like stopped caring about a lot of stuff. I think, you know, and it's fine. Like they want to do what they want to do.
Fuck
I
yeah.
respect that, but like, yeah, man, just don't
They're
be
still
nitpicking
good.
people
They
who like still
I
care
still
about
enjoy
things.
their stuff.
I
They
still enjoy their stuff.
they're
Their AI
wacky
video
sometimes.
was pretty good. I thought I enjoyed that one quite a bit.
The thumbnail alone was worth
Yeah.
watching for.
Yeah. But I think they just, you know, get a little too stuck up sometimes.
Stormbringer, Happy New Year, Drinker, Mauler, Nerdrotic, Disparu, and Mods and Chat. My most anticipated movie of 2026 is Godzilla -0. What are yours?
Well, that'd be up there for sure.
That's up there. Project Hail Mary. Yeah. Project Hail Mary. Odyssey, and Dune 3.
Honestly, just to see how much of a fucking car crash it is.
Well, I think honestly, it's going to get a lot of people talking when it comes out.
No, Odyssey's going to be a shit show. If it's like a mid to not good movie, the Nolan Bros will defend it like it's their mother, and the History Bros will be tearing it apart. They're already doing. It'll be kind of fun to watch. I'll have my popcorn out.
I want to
just
get
think you're stripping something important from it when you strip away the fantasy and the gods. You dragging that down to just mortals and deliberately, because you could tell it from the mortal perspective and just mention the gods and not show anything, but stripping of that, I think you are going to remove something from the story.
I saw a post being like, Nolan's the guy who made a film all about dreams within dreams to be like this bland, you know, gray, black, brown areas and people talking. It's like, so what did you expect? I was like, was that a defense or an attack of Nolan? I can't even tell. Why'd you put it
like
that
an
way?
attack.
I mean, the casting alone for this movie is fucking wild. And like, it's going to be interesting to see how they pull that off.
Well, there was an article that I think Nolan quoted or talked about Emily Wilson's translation of Homer's Odyssey, which is a feminist translation.
Of course,
and
it is.
Just the fact that he even talked about it, people are just like, red flag, giant red flag. So I didn't read the exact quote. I don't think he said. I think they were trying to push the idea that he's adapting that, which I don't know. I would hope not. But even bringing that up, dude, is bad.
You see the picture of like Matt Damon and Zendaya in it, and she's got like the same fucking facial expression that she has in every movie ever, where it's just.
She does it well, though. She does that.
You know,
I mean, she owns
well.
that facial expression. Yeah.
Oh my god!
what you know.
She's playing Athena.
Yeah.
Jesus
Ain't nobody going
Christ.
for her.
What are we doing here? Yeah, I'm more concerned about the casting than costumes.
Captain Bucky O'Hare, which was a fucking superb cartoon back in the 90s. Like, still love that show. Anyway, why did Will need to be rescued in season 1? Vecna's plan was to send him back as a spy. In season 1, he's dying in the Upside Down and saved by his friends. Why did they need to do that? Why did Vecna leave his spy to die?
None of
Almost
it
like
works.
Why did he only kidnap Will? Because he needed loads of kids.
So the Vecna says, hey, Demogorgon, go through a tree or whatever, go and fetch me that specific child. And it's like, Vecna, you should probably just do it yourself, right? But okay, fine. Demogorgon grabs him, goes through the hole, and then I guess Will escapes, and Vecna doesn't find him for like a whole season until right at the end.
It takes a while, okay?
It's just how did that happen, man? And you're like, you got the whole Upside Down.
It's because there was no idea of Vecna in season 1,
No.
2, or 3.
Yeah.
Upside Down was a horrifying dimension. We didn't know exactly what it was, filled with monsters, and one of them ripped through and captured a child, like an old folk tale. It's like it's so much better before they added all the bullshit.
MauLer, of course you remember. In season 1, you all remember when the military is going through the into the Upside Down, and they've got the metal cable attached to the wheel, and they have the fucking suits on, and then the guy gets all, at the end he gets all eaten up.
They pull the string back in, and it's
there's nothing, and now they're opening up McDonald's in the Upside Down at the end.
Because that's what I remember. Even
it's barely an inconvenience now.
Yes. Why didn't Vecna just steal the 12 kids immediately? Just do it. Fuck it.
Even at the start of season 5, when the Hopper's going into this world on his own to scout it, I'm like, he'd be dead. Like, how on earth has that survived? Because we know how dangerous it is, and it turns out it isn't. But there is an interview with the Duffers where apparently it was all planned out. Netflix knew right from the start. It was all written down because the Netflix came to him and said, what is the Upside Down? And they said, well, we're not going to tell the audience that. He said, no, but for Netflix, for us, you write that down. And so we had to write all 5 seasons down right at the start before we even started making season 1. So, well, it doesn't look like it.
Listen, if that happened, all it was a napkin and it said it's a wormhole.
It's a wormhole. Yeah, exactly.
It's a wormhole, yeah.
And they're like, wow, that answers everything we had to ask. Thumbs up.
Let's get to the real questions here. Super Suit says, Happy New Year, fellas. Which one of you wants to fly out to Minnesota and start up a daycare center with a few friends of mine straight out of Somalia? I've heard such a business scheme brings in the cash big time. Take care. Yeah, that one didn't go down too well, did it?
I've been wanting to buy some $2,500 glasses. That's the way I'll get that done.
Yeah.
Is that how much those? What?
Yes, the robbery, the news speech. People have looked at his glasses and said they cost $2,500.
How? What do they do?
I don't know. They just look like plastic.
Do they have X-ray
glasses,
vision? I mean, can you look at titties with them, or like
just designer glasses?
Oh,
what is this one? I picture Drinker doing the Sam impression in the mirror over and over again to get it right, which he did, and then crying for like 30 minutes. Like, who's Sam? Like, am I missing something?
Sam?
You mean Max? You mean Max?
Yeah, I think it's probably the Max impression at the start.
Why would you write Sam?
Robin, right? Or
was...
No, he did his Max. His Max.
Oh, sorry, I mixed
Max.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, man.
I don't know. I mean, like, I practiced it for 0 seconds before I did it, like that very moment. I don't know.
It was a good impression, though.
Thank you. Yeah, Happy New Year. Looking forward to the movie and cheers. Yeah. I think we talked about that before, but yeah. What was this? Yeah. My kingdom for a Dumbledore versus Voldemort level fight between wizards and mage and whatever 11 and Henry were very rarely done right. Yeah.
This is true of even physical fights, though. There's loads of times where a bigger guy gets a smaller person, and they're dead now, and then he just throws them away. Like, why are you doing this?
This needs to be studied as like a trope of modern writing, where it's like the throw across the room, where it's like, it looks so visually impressive, but it doesn't cause any actual damage. And it's like, it's not going to kill anyone.
I want to highlight the fucking KX droids in Andor when they threw a person at a wall, it broke their spine and they died. It was like, hey.
Yeah.
Finally.
On the 22nd of November 1969, British military communications satellite Skynet 1A was launched, following by Skynet 1B in 1970 and multiple satellites 2, 4, 5, and 6. was planned for 2025. True story, and there's been more than even the films. Shit. It's only a matter of time until our AI overlords take over, I think.
We might be begging for Skynet by the time what's going on with AI concludes.
My favorite theory is it's already taken over. And that's why it's nudging everybody the way it is.
That's why everything's retarded now.
I'm not going to blow up the nukes. I'm just going to convince everyone to kill themselves.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No damage to the environment. My favorite guest of this year is Blue Collar Loser. Always up to speed, good takes, never shouts over anyone, never calls anyone a piece of shit for their beliefs, always brings some game. Perfect guest. Blue is a good guest, and we've had it on many times actually at this point. Yeah. Considering being exploded before the sacrifice, it's safe to assume that Callie died in the explosion unless she girl bossed out of the building. Well, she died when the whole dimension collapsed in on her, I would imagine.
Yeah, after doing everything she needed to do to get 11's bonus story, if you're to believe the story, I guess. Because some people are saying, that could all just be written from Will and that didn't happen. I don't know.
And Derek's family starved to death because they were still tied up in the barn.
Yeah. Fucking. Yeah. Pay no attention to the dimension underneath the steel plates. Yeah, why worry? It's fine. It's okay.
Well, I mean, season 5's whole thing is pay no attention to season 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did like this as well. That if they make a 90s equivalent of Stranger Things, the theme tune should just be the sound of a dial-up modem connecting.
I'd love it.
Yeah, let's do that. They almost got there. They got to 1989, so you're getting it almost into the 90s. Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys as well. So we're into 2026 now. We're facing up to the lineup of movies that are being presented to us this year. And I tried to compile a little list of the movies that are sequels or prequels or remakes or whatever. And so far, like for the year ahead, I've got Scream 7, Jumanji 4, Dune 3, The Devil Wears Prada 2, Meet the Parents 4, The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping, whatever the fuck that means, Toy Story 5, Spider-Man 4, Brand New Day, and 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. That's just scratching the surface of like sequels and franchise movies for this year. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Mario sequel and Doomsday.
I left out Avengers Doomsday, actually, yeah. No,
so under that umbrella, last year they had 35 like sequels, remakes.
Is it bad that I was about to say that's it?
Yeah, it's like this is a little low compared to last year. No,
I do have.
There's
I've
more.
got Supergirl. I've got Moana, which is a remake, obviously a live-action remake. We've got Clayface. No one gives a fuck. Resident Evil. That's like the 5th attempt to like reboot the Resident Evil franchise at this point. We've got Avengers Doomsday, which is effectively Avengers 5. I lose track at this point. And Narnia, which is the Greta Gerwig version, the girl boss version of Narnia, which is like another reboot of that. So when I was like trying to find new and original IPs that are coming out this year, I am pretty fucking thin on the ground. I've got Werewolf, which is like the Robert Eggers movie. I'm sure that's going to be pretty good. That's towards the end of the year. And Project Hail Mary.
Yep.
That's on Masters of the Universe, which is technically it's the first attempt at. No, actually, it's not. It's the second attempt at doing it. Yeah. But they're going for another Barbie with that one. They want the same level of attention and stuff on it. They're not going to get it. It's Masters of the Universe. But yeah, it's an interesting year ahead that we've got ahead of us.
We're going to get a lot more stuff next year than we got this last year. A lot of it was pushed out of this year. So a lot more shows, a lot more movies. And we're not even getting into streaming where we get Star Trek Academy in a couple of weeks. But
that's very soon, isn't it? Like 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks away. Wonder Man.
What are you guys excited for? I want to try and start on a positive, right? Is there anything that you guys are excited for?
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. Werewolf by Eggers. I'm excited to see that. Like I said earlier, I'm still excited to see Odyssey for a lot of reasons. See if Nolan can do this and Dune 3. I'm looking forward to. But Godzilla, hell yeah, Godzilla. Let's effing go.
Do you think they can replicate the success of the first one, or will they run out of steam with it creatively? because that
I mean, that's a
felt
good
like lightning
question.
in a bottle a little bit.
Well, arguably for me, anyway, that's the best movie I've seen in this decade. So, I mean, I don't think you can, but even if they get to 75% of that, and it's going to be that balance of monster and character and where they go with it. But it's tough to beat that story, which was crazy because the biggest thing I complained about with kaiju movies is like, I don't give a shit about the people. Just give me the monsters fighting. But, man, that one did the opposite. It was great. I do not think it can. But it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to be as great as the first one.
Yeah. Just being good would be fine.
That'll be fine.
28 years later, The Bone Temple, that's coming out in like mid-January. That is a bad slot to release a movie.
Nia DaCosta, I have
Yeah.
no hopes for that at all.
I didn't like the last one, so I have even lower hopes for this
Matt
one.
had a better director, so
Yeah. I think the more I think about that movie, the more I've found reasons to pick holes in it, and like, it's not as good as I hoped it would be. So yeah, I don't have like a huge amount of hope. But like, there's also going to be another 28 years later movie after The Bone Temple, isn't there? Like,
yes, there is.
There's another one in the works. So it's like, why are you making all these movies like 25 years after the first one? Like, why'd you wait so long, and why this sudden rush to get more movies out? It's just such a weird strategy.
I think it's probably they couldn't get funding at the time, but now they're so desperate to make movies, they're just going back and grabbing any IP that was relevant, and so people are getting like fresh opportunity again that would have been turned down before.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the superhero movies go, Supergirl is probably going to flop. Clayface, no one gives a fuck about that.
I'm interested in seeing how that turns out because it's been pitched as like a different style than the rest of the stuff, and I don't like James Gunn's style. So if they can do some kind of horror superhero movie, I'd be interested to see what they can do if James Gunn can keep his mitts off it.
I don't think he will. Like,
MauLer goes,
well,
James Gunn.
well, this is what I mean by the movies I'm kind of interested in, just seeing how they turn out. It's like The Odyssey. I want to see how it turns out more than like thinking it's going to be good, because I have no idea.
MauLer, what about you?
What am I like most anticipating in a positive way?
Yeah, and then we'll get into the things that you're most dreading.
I mean, I hate to echo, but it probably would be Godzilla minus Zero be the top of the, because that's the one I'd have most hope for, I guess.
Yeah.
As it stands. A lot of sequels to any given franchise stuff is just like and then a lot of any kind of new. Because I'm just thinking about all the different things in my head. I was like, I've got the problem of the next sequel and the next thing and the next franchise is like, well, that's probably going to be absolute shit, whatever the franchise is. But simultaneously, a brand new thing, if they actually attempt such a thing, which doesn't even really happen, it's like, wonder if they'll be able to crack through instead of falling victim to like every modern trope that currently, for some reason, this army of writers and producers have been convinced is the best way to take a story right now. So, scratching out at the hope for any kind of different thing that might come up that might be worthwhile. But yes, I don't know. I was trying to say, it's like most dreaded is, I guess, would it be? I don't know if it's the right way to put it, but like, Doomsday. I'm kind of fascinated by what a clusterfuck train wreck that's going to be.
Yeah, I think we all are, really.
So if someone said like you dreading that, I was like, no, more so borderline excited to see what they're going to do, but also, expecting terrible.
Because, yeah, dreading would be implying that like we actually are still emotionally invested in it and
right.
the franchise and stuff. And like, I think we've all passed that point. Now it's just a case of like we're watching the corpse burn on the funeral pyre here. So it's just a case of like what fat deposits are going to ignite next. And yeah,
I think I am dreading Narnia.
Yeah, there's good reason to dread that.
Because I'm expecting Narnia, but just Barbie. I think she'll do I know it's the punk rock. I think she'll just do Barbie again, as it was so big a moment for her. She'll try and recapture that same style.
I think when you hire someone like Greta Gerwig, like she's only ever going to put a feminist slant on it. Like that's literally the only mindset that she can have when it comes to filmmaking. So, I mean, good luck.
I think the evil
guess.
queen will be good. I think you'll have lots of stuff like that.
A
It's
man
like,
will be responsible for all. The
Yeah,
bad
she was
things.
just turned that. She fell in love with a man and then he cheated on her, and that's why her turned to ice.
I'm not looking forward to Dune 3. Weirdly, because I think
that's
this
not
is
weird. To be honest,
It's a weird book. I hear.
Yeah, and like this is the fall of like Paul Atreides and like how he ends up getting turned to evil and like all that stuff. And I know the connotations of it, and I know the kind of field day that they're going to have with this from an analytical point of view, and I'm just not looking forward to that at all. Yeah, particularly what they did with Chani in the first two movies, and like how they altered her character. It's like she's going to be the fucking person who gets proven right about everything, of course. So, yeah, not looking forward to that one.
What about like streaming shows?
What have we got coming up there? Actually,
if you ask me, like, what's the thing I'm looking most forward to? Clarkson's Farm. It's gonna be
of course.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Are we getting another Gentleman season?
Gentleman season 2 is coming out this year. One Piece season 2 is coming out this year. I don't know about that though, but
Is there? So I always feel like I have a bunch of information that's crossing on this, so you can probably clear it up if you know for sure. But Alien Earth, did they film season 1 and 2 together?
I don't think so. No, because they just picked it up. It was picked up
How are
late.
they doing? How are they doing a season 2 of this fucking garbage?
They're doing a season 2 of All's Fair.
I mean that got big ratings though. That's the thing. Like it's absolute dog shit, but people watched it.
Yes, they did.
And I don't imagine it cost that much to make because it's like people in rooms talking. But like Alien Earth, like that's an expensive fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it was really bad.
Really
was
bad.
like-
Contender for the worst thing that came out in the year.
It made it into my top 5 worst things of the year.
It almost made it. It didn't get enough votes.
Yeah, there were
Probably
strong
should've.
contenders. To be fair, Ironheart was like another strong contender.
Oh, if you want one of your "these people are out" ideas, how on earth is this? They're bringing back Malcolm in the Middle next year.
Yes, they are.
I saw that. Oh, I mean, dude,
that
Scrubs
is really
is coming
bottom of
back
the
as well,
barrel.
isn't it?
What
Yes,
with
Scrubs
Frankie
is back.
with Frankie Muniz or Muniz or
Muniz.
whatever Muniz, yeah. Well, I mean, he's not busy these days, so
No, this month officially we get Wonder Man at the end of the month.
Yay!
Yay!
everyone's
and,
talking about that.
Star Trek Academy, but Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm looking forward to. That's in a couple weeks too.
I was looking at my list of movies that are coming out as well. Like we've got The Mandalorian and Grogu. No one is talking about that.
Yeah, and that's not a case of like, oh, you dreading that. It's like it'll be bad. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. But I think it's just going to be a non-entity. Like no one's even going to care about it.
I will
It'll come and
say,
go. People
I'm particularly interested in what happens on the box office for that because, like, what does anyone know for sure what it's going to be? Is like, I don't think so. I don't think anyone can truly know. It's going to be a fascinating one.
Didn't Favreau come out and say, because a lot of us have been speculating it's just been season 4 cut down into a movie, and he's all, no, this is a side adventure. We still have a season 4, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of worse.
God.
That's really worse. So it's a streaming movie that you're going to release in theaters. Oh,
The Star Wars name just getting fucking kicked into the dirt. I thought the whole reason they stopped releasing them was like, okay, we got to be careful now.
yeah.
Like, can't just release anything. They released this after 7 years.
From their point of view, though, that was the most successful thing they had. So it made sense if you were going to do a movie to do that. And
Also,
it's
you're
just
right.
The numbers
It
have
is the
sank so
thing-
low.
It's the thing to pick, but they should even have these, foresight to be like, just because it's the best prospect doesn't mean we should actually do it.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a load of people who have no idea who the Mandalorian is. They've never watched this TV series, so why would they be interested?
Honestly,
Just putting Star Wars on something is not enough anymore.
I know this may sound crazy, but maybe they should have just opted to be like, in this 7-year gap, find a director team that were willing to commit to the 3 next movies and make a really fucking solid and redrafted story and just be like, all right, we're moving forward.
100
We've really got
years.
no
in
choice
the
here.
future.
Yeah.
Everybody
Like-
from all the other movies is dead, and just move forward.
You could do episode 10, 11, 12, or you could do like Star Wars and then subtitle and be like, this is a new saga.
I would have done the Old Republic. I was
Sure,
just on the
this is
entire
what I'm saying.
I
it's
love
like,
that era. It's got what everyone wants. It's got loads of Sith and loads of Jedi, so you can have massive battles. That's what people want in the movies. I know you can go, well, we can make a series without Jedi and the Force and lightsabers, but in the movies, that's
No,
what
I'm with
most
you.
people want about Star Wars.
You need to be careful with Star Wars at this point because like they're bordering on losing the entire IP as just being anything, even in theaters. But when we talk about like Doctor Who or whatever have you, Star Trek and stuff, this idea of maybe putting on ice, Star Wars has effectively theatrically been put on ice.
It has.
It's now been this long. It's like you can actually have not like a crazy comeback. Wait 3 years and maybe you could do a 10-year gap comeback. But what are we doing it with? Is like a fucking redone like season of slop TV. Like holy shit, guys.
Well, to your comment about you'd think they'd have more sense not to do it, they have been announcing other movies, they never get made, but they would have been working on them. So that means they had the scripts, they had the ideas, and went, this is awful, we can't do this. So they had other options, but they were worse than whatever we're about to see.
They're just going to remake
like
the prequels in the original trilogy.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
One day they'll do it.
They haven't ended up with a 7-year ice on purpose. They've gotten here through cancellations over and over and over and over and over again. So.
And TV shows that haven't helped at all.
And that's probably the thing. Favreau said, like, pick me because I will actually get the movie done and released. And they're like, whoa, you could do that? He's like, yes, I can.
Well, it doesn't take a genius to see like the thinking behind this from a studio point of view. Like literally The Mandalorian is the only successful TV show with any kind of cultural impact that we've had in the past 10 years. I guess we should do that just as a process of elimination because there's literally nothing else. I mean, who the fuck's going to go to the cinema to see an Ahsoka movie or a Boba Fett movie? It's probably not going to happen.
We will.
Yeah. I mean, no one's going to see this either, but like it's something at least from their perspective.
And why can't they release a Boba Fett movie? Because they released a Boba Fett series that was dog shit. There was a time people would have gone to see a Boba Fett movie. Oh yeah,
shit, man! I want to go and see an Acolyte movie. I want to see a trilogy of those films.
I want a trilogy. I want 10 seasons. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go.
Do it.
Hashtag renew the Acolyte.
They brought back Obi-Wan and turned it into a TV series. That would have been a film.
It was meant to be a film.
Yes, it was. So was Boba Fett. And then The Mandalorian, which is derivative Boba Fett, is now with derivative Yoda, Baby Yoda.
But like, someone help me understand the thought process behind this, because the amount of money that they spend on these, like to make a season of TV for like Obi-Wan or Ahsoka or whatever, it's in the hundreds of millions of dollars range, which is what you would spend on making a movie, right? And you can release that into the cinema and like it might flop, but at least it will make some kind of revenue back for you. What does it make when it's on a streaming platform like Disney Plus?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, it's Disney Plus has been stagnant for 3 years. There was an article written and it was kind of buried in it and that's exactly why part of the reason Disney bought Fox was to get Hulu. It was also to get the IP too, but to get access to Hulu, and their whole plan was to eventually just buy out Hulu. And because it had a better infrastructure, it was an older streaming service. And I think we're weeks away from Hulu disappearing and being essentially renamed Disney Plus, but they're gonna call it Disney. I mean, they're gonna say that, well, no, we absorbed Hulu into Disney Plus, when it's actually the opposite. And they absorb Disney Plus into Hulu and then rename it Disney Plus.
By the way, Drinker, I was just looking for it and I found it because I knew it had happened. So James Cameron went on like a podcast with Michael Biehn. I don't know if you know that happened.
I do.
Oh yeah,
a couple of fun quotes from it, but one of the ones I love is they're talking about Alien Earth, and unfortunately Cameron says, "Yeah, it's pretty good." And then they say it's a lot of DNA from Ridley's film, from ours, and a lot from Fincher's as well. And then Michael Biehn says, have you seen Romulus? He goes, yeah, I've seen it. He's like, do you like that? He goes, I like parts of it. Stuff like that. I'm just like, how the fuck could you be critical of Romulus but think Alien Earth is pretty good? Is it just because it's newer at that point?
Yes.
It's more
Maybe
financially relevant.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder about James Cameron, you know?
I mean, yeah, it's all a part of his parent corporation, isn't it? Like, you know, he's operating under the Disney banner. when he's making the Avatar movies, so he can't criticize their products too strongly. But yeah, I would love to see the James Cameron from the 80s and 90s talk about these movies and these TV shows now. Like, he would absolutely tear them a new one.
Yes, he would.
I mean,
'cause he
Quentin
says-
Tarantino has got some dog shit takes on like actors and stuff at this point, but like he absolutely just says whatever's in his head at any particular moment. And I do respect that.
Yep.
Cameron's still playing the game.
I rewatched Future Man not long ago, and they have a scene where they go into the futuristic James Cameron's house, and he's got this AI that he's basically controlled, and it was like the magnificently gorgeous looking James Cameron, and it's like I could see him having this. Like his AI just compliments with every time. The wonderfully amazing writer that is better than everyone else. James Cameron would never do this.
Well, I mean, looking at Fire and Ash, right? Like the latest Avatar movie. So that's been out since what, the 21st of December. So that is now sitting at 859 million worldwide. It's still making money, man. It's still making bank. I don't know who's watching it or why, but like they are.
Lots of
Big
Chinamen.
time. Yeah. It's not going to get anywhere near 2 billion though. That's the key difference, I think.
But it's making a lot of money, and everybody's talking about Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking
No one was
about
even
Avatar.
talking about it when they went to see it.
No.
The only thing they were talking about was the villain because she was hot, basically. That was why.
Well, I challenged people on Twitter and be like, okay, what's her name? If she's that iconic, what's her name? No one fucking knows.
They didn't care about her name. They weren't going to be talking to her. She was basically on a top from Goldeneye. That was her entire character.
Yeah, she gets turned on by killing people. She likes guns. Okay, I can get behind that. I like guns as well. But I need more than that in a villain. I need some kind of motivation here. Nothing. Fucking dog shit movie.
I think when you're sitting there for 3 hours, you're willing to hold on to anything even remotely good. It's like...
I watched it at 1.5 speed because my local cinema was willing to do that for me, apparently. And even then, I was bored out of my arse.
Like, we'll charge you the same, but we can fit more screenings in.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know the idea that focus tested films become sludge and perfect things for everybody, and then eventually please nobody. I was watching a Futurama episode and I completely forgot they have like a futuristic cinema where, as the film plays out, the audience vote on where they would like the story to go next. I was like, oh god, that could totally fucking happen. Like we've filmed so many of them. Audience, what do you want? And then they all press a button and it's like, you have voted for option 3.
Imagine a movie that's governed by AI and like it is straight up just like reacting to audience inputs. Like, yeah, we can reconfigure the story based on what you want. It wouldn't be that difficult.
Well, to the point where they're like, I think it is appropriate that Hopper die in this part of the story. And the next season they're like, can you bring him back? And the guy's like, yeah. If that's what you want, yeah.
Like watching Stranger Things, like the final season, I'd be like, everyone dies. Just press that button. Just like, die.
It just starts generating a new series of Stargate instead. It's like ran out of content. It's like, we have to go to a different IP.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I miss movies from that era. I miss TV shows from that era as well. Like that late 90s, early 2000s era. Stargate is a perfect example of that. Like Stargate SG-1, that kind of cozy, like sci-fi adventure, kind of serialized storytelling. We don't get anything like that anymore. But I think...
Well, you're about to. Stargate is coming back, so we will get to see what happens when they bring back another franchise.
Sure, yeah. It's worked out so well with every other franchise they've brought back.
I'm willing to give it... a lot of people that like Stargate say they've got some of the original people on it. This is not got Jennifer Salke attached, which means I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt and see if your new people are any better.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't hold out too much hope for it, but...
Yes.
Hey,
I'm English, that's
a
almost
chance.
Impossible.
Well, yeah, like you're never going to get these like 22 episode seasons of serialized TV where like it's a nice little self-contained adventure each week. Like they just don't make TV like that anymore, and you're not going to get that with Stargate because it's like probably going to be too expensive to produce, all the usual crap that you have to deal with. That was
like Stargate had the set of the base. And lots of episodes were just filmed on that set. They never went anywhere. They didn't have CGI. It was just people talking to each other in rooms. There was even times where they had to drag out the episode, and so they did a montage of hitting golf clubs into the Stargate, and it was just all made up on the spot. It would have been super cheap to do. Or they would turn
that was
the cast
that was the fucking time loop episode. I love that one.
They were like 2 minutes short, so they just improv some comedy scenes, and it was all that entire montage was just made up for. I think Jack O'Neill comes up with a lot of his stuff. He improved a lot of his lines anyway, normally. So he's good at that. But there were other times where the cast were on holiday, so they just made them invisible. And they did an episode without the crew. It was what we used to be able to do.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore.
Well, now we have like 8 episode seasons that take 3 years to get produced, and well, you see the results with Stranger Things. You've got like 30-year-old teenagers.
Yeah, One Piece better hurry up. They're supposed to be kids too, younger.
Yeah. How like positive are you feeling about season 2 of that? I've just got this horrible feeling they're gonna shit the bed on this one.
I got a horrible feeling. It's a Netflix season 2, so I mean, if I was a betting man, I would say, man. Oh,
Netflix are going to Netflix.
Yep. And then there's Pluribus, which MauLer and I watched, and that's going to take 2 to 3 years to come out. And there's why?
Drink, you haven't seen Pluribus at all, right?
No. So, nutshell, hit me with a nutshell for this one. Should I watch it or no?
Probably not. You should wait until season 2 wraps, and then we can tell you if it's worthwhile.
Yep.
Is
it another mystery box thing on Apple TV?
Completely.
Yeah,
what Apple does.
There just needed to be. There's not enough story in it. It's not like you'll lose anything watching it right now compared to a lot of other stuff, but at the same time, you're gonna have to watch it again by the time season 2 comes out. So we'll let you know.
Yeah,
I still think the best show on Disney on Apple TV was Dark Matter, and that all wraps up. It's got its own story in season 1, and then they're doing another series because at the end they set up a second series. But you could just watch season 1, and everything's explained, goes through an entire story arc, and then you watch the rest of the stuff, and like they drag it out. Apple TV are kings of dragging out 30 minutes of content over an entire series.
Yeah, I mean, like some of the shows they produced, I've enjoyed. Like I enjoyed Severance, I enjoyed like Silo. Like they do make some good stuff, and they don't oversaturate you with like too much content, like Netflix does, or like Apple TV. Or like Amazon or whatever. But yeah, like it feels like they drag out their premises.
They have a style. They definitely have a style. Pluribus fits that style. It's like the characters, the acting's good. The directing's good. You're engaged in it, but nothing really happens. It's Carol, Ray Seahorn, spending an exorbitant amount of time trying to open a door. It's like, wow, it's good that you almost like, well, I miss the fact that they're taking time to do stuff, in the ADHD generation, but this is a bit long. Like it.
If there were 3 times the amount of episodes in the season, I wouldn't really be raising this issue. But we got 2 years until we get more. Is kind of insane. Have you seen the comparisons with Breaking Bad? Where it's like in the time we would have gotten like 28 episodes of Breaking Bad, we'll only have the second season coming out or something.
Yeah,
I can't remember the stat, but it was
just
like
fucking seasons of TV are getting treated like movies now. Like the amount of pre-production time and stuff, like it's absurd. But yeah, Blue-Eyed Samurai. If any of you guys have not seen that, I do recommend giving it a go. I actually really enjoyed it. I give it a drinker thumbs up. Yeah, good show. Hold on. Yeah, getting mixed things in chat. Some people saying Pluribus is awful.
Some people think that. That's
I've seen that perspective.
Fair.
One Piece should be fine, but read the manga. Yeah, everyone's recommending the manga rather than actually watching the show. Like, one's more accessible than the other, unfortunately. That's just the reality of it. One Piece live action is good, the anime is good, the manga is the best. There you go. I liked season 1. I thought it was fun.
I did too.
I like the style of it. I like the actors, like the cast, the way it was set out and everything. I thought it was a lot of fun. I
loved it.
Yeah, Blue Eye Samurai's trash. Well, you're a fucking idiot. Shut up. I disagree.
Duality of man.
Yeah, well, you're always going to get people
Yeah,
who love and hate things, so it's always the way it goes. Let me see if I can bring up a few of the super chats here. So, yeah, give me 1 second. Viewer activity. All right, come on, give me the list. Give me the list of the super chats here. I'm going to start at the beginning.
Best place to
Yeah.
start.
Thomas Bachman says the best theatrical event of 2025, The Revenge of the Sith re-release. It did well at the box office. Added more to the tally. Mega Spidey Man says, Happy New Year, everyone. Drinker and guest, favorite Muppet Treasure Island song and why? And to all, where would you most like to live in Middle Earth and why?
Shire, like without
Shire,
question.
probably.
The Shire's pretty good, yeah.
Couldn't tell you a song for Muppet.
And
Treasure
visit other
Island.
places, but Shire is, HQ.
Yeah. Rohan, I do quite like as well.
Yeah,
I
It's
like
a
her
little
style.
windy. Looks a little windy.
It's windblown and interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Vikings, but also crossed with like the Mongolian hordes from the steppes, like bit of
Again,
both.
definitely visit. Go on a vacation to Rohan.
Oh, like
Sure,
Rivendell.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come to Rohan, meet interesting people.
But the Shire just looks so homey, and the food looks good, and
It's Britain, basically, but Britain
Yeah.
that's not shit like what we have now. Like a good
Green
version of Britain.
Dragon, hanging out with your boys.
Yeah, smoke a bit of weed.
Yeah, pipe weed.
weeds. Yeah. Long bottom leaf.
South Farthing.
Yeah. River City Ghoul says, have you guys seen the first few episodes of Fallout Season 2 and what do you think so far? I've seen the first 2 episodes. Why is the ghoul completely fucking useless now and like just gets like owned by everyone? I'd like to know because he was kind of a badass in Season 1. Now he's just useless.
He's male.
Kind of feels that way. Yeah. The Brotherhood of Steel are kind of retards, which they were never portrayed as in the games.
Isn't it co-written by a writer from Captain Marvel? The Captain Marvel movie?
Ooh,
Pretty sure it is.
it probably is, if I had to guess.
I remember
Yeah.
looking into the showrunner for my video. Everything he was saying about the show was so disappointing.
Well,
in
isn't
terms
it
of
produced by Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
it's-
they
yeah.
worked on Westworld together, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
And that's why Westworld became a feminist power fantasy.
Because he gave the show to his wife.
Yeah. It kind of feels like that a little bit. I hate to say it. OMG Puppy says, I just discovered my black Labrador has been charging my credit card to send super chats. Happy New Year, drinker and gang. Well, dogs are like that sometimes. You can't predict what they're going to do, but ultimately they're good boys. So if they're donating to us, give them a treat and thank them for it.
He deserves a treat.
Yeah. Marksman says, has Drinker seen Space King yet? Praise be. I haven't seen it yet, I'm afraid. No.
you probably would like it a lot. Flash Kids.
Yeah, you've said. Reno the Turk says the Duffers will be the new Wachowskis. Feels like they're heading that way, by the way.
I've just seen Az retweet Ricky Gervais clips of I'm so glad that Ricky Gervais' mortality beats Stranger Things. So I went on to check, and in the UK it does.
In the UK, it's number 1 over Stranger Things. And I'm watching it tonight.
I was
Can't
about to
wait
say I'll watch it after this, probably.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. Killjoy says all of these people would be in Guantanamo Bay for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
Even the kid.
Yep. Dumas says, question for all. What was the latest or favorite movie in recent years that you absolutely loved and will remember and rewatch for years to come?
Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
I've watched it a lot.
Excellent movie. Top Gun Maverick. Love
Top
that.
Gun Maverick. Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of awkward because one of my highest rated would be The Father, but I ain't watching that again, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those.
There's a difference between like artistically amazing movies and like films that you just love to watch.
Ford
Yeah, it's
versus
like
Ferrari. That's a tough rewatch, chat. It still is. It's a great movie though. Sorry,
Like my favorite this year was Formula One, but I
Yeah.
won't rewatch it for years.
I would rewatch it quite happily.
I'd rewatch it, but it's not like a classic that'll go down in my memory forever. Kind of
Yeah.
level.
No movie came out this year that I will go and rewatch again and again and again.
No, I don't think so.
What a fucking forgettable year 2025 was.
The year of this blockbuster, dude.
Yeah, it really was. Just like a year of meh.
Well,
I think
A
Echo
lot of people
Chamberlain,
saying
like, he
Weapons. It's
described
like,
it-
yeah, I liked Weapons, but probably not going to be rewatching it.
Yeah.
an all-time
really.
classic. I think
I'll
Echo
watch
Chamberlain described
Frankenstein
it as
again.
like we've progressed beyond the era. We're past the era of woke, and now it's the era of slop.
It's absolutely the year of slop. And I think the two best movies that prove that are Snow White and Captain America, which were actually worse. And they tried to edit the elements, the message out of it as much as they could. And it just ended up being like worse.
Well, talk about slop. Lilo and Stitch and Minecraft making billion both. Like, ugh.
Oh, and Tron Ares.
Tron,
I forgot that existed.
There's a lot of that.
We
We did
ever gonna be in a like financially viable movie for the rest of his career, or is like it's just him now?
Apparently, he put a lot into that movie himself. Like some of his own money went in.
Well, that explains.
Well, yeah.
You can
The
go back to his
Imperial-
cult.
Yeah. The Imperial Brick says, "Happy New Year, you drunken bastards." Thank you. I went to see Asatar last night. Yeah, what a wonderful writing. Who rescued Jake? A guy. Who was Spider's mother? A girl. All such questions answered completely satisfactorily. Yeah.
I'm just amazed you can still remember plot points from that film. It's been
I was
so
getting
long.
like, well done. I don't remember any of that at all.
Yeah. Remember
is funny, there was-
names as well.
It felt like a sort of like flailing against the universe. All the people in accounts being like, no, it is absolutely culturally relevant. And it's got a huge foot. It's like, come on, it's done.
Yeah.
We've already moved
Fucking
on. That's it now.
Stop coping.
Dust in the wind.
Dutch Gradient says Nancy flinching when she shoots reminds me of Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop. He openly flinches, closing his eyes with each shot. Laughable. Yeah.
The Matrix, like, yeah, they look cool in shades, but they did it so they wouldn't blink. It's why in Underworld, the directors were so impressed because Kate Beckinsale doesn't blink when she fires.
No, good for her. I was going to say Robert Patrick in T2, right? Like, fucking awesome performance. The effort put into not flinching.
Do you think it's like an innate thing? Like some people just do it and they can't control it? Or is it like you just have to train yourself to just not react in any way?
Probably both, right? Like, you've got a baseline, but then you need to train yourself, prepare yourself, get accustomed to what, you know, like mentally just be like, I know what's coming.
You could practice that. Like, you could handle that with practice. I just don't think the actress playing Nancy is going to the range every day.
They just decided she's Gun Girl, and they didn't really give her much of character to speak of from there. Have you seen the posts that are like, oh, the incredible development of Nancy, and they show her like schoolgirl outfit season 1 and fucking badass Rambo by the end? It's like, did you track that story, quote unquote?
Doesn't matter. Like, she's superficially strong and capable and like doing stuff. So that's all they care about.
I just don't think it deserves to be called an arc. It was kind of a switch that got flipped.
Yeah.
It's like, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
It's like we have to give her something to do, I guess.
Nanbo. That's a good name. I was trying to think of Nanbo. Well done. That's the chat. Well done. Teebs.
I know, like, because did you guys see the pictures that they circulated of like Maya Hawke as Robin, like between like when she's introduced in season 3 and what she looks like now, and how fucking wrecked and haggard and like drawn out and awful she looks in the space of like just a few years?
She's been through a lot, man. She killed Vecna.
I mean, I guess.
Mind Flayer.
I'm just saying, like, Ozempic is a hell of a drug, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something's been going on there. Like, she looks ill now, and she seems to have aged about 15 years in that time.
It's like, I did think that had changed because we went from like size 0 people to body positivity. And I thought on the way back we might have a period where people would just be normal for a second. It's like, no, we've gone back to straight to size 0, but now with added medication.
Oh yeah, it looks rough. Everyone looks like strung out and exhausted and bleh. Yeah, she got mind flayed. Yeah. She had the life sucked out of her. Yeah, Cynthia Erivo has been hovering around that set, I guess. Yeah, the snazzy comment says, Linda Hamilton, not to worry, backup is on the way, and they've bought more guys with M16s. Also, are we assuming that every soldier is just evil in this, or what?
Yes.
Yes, they
they're
deserve
just
to
all-
die.
They're not like men with families, nothing like that.
Well, you realize, right? So the transition from season 4 to 5, if we had been reasonable and you find out, hey, an interdimensional monster is about to destroy Earth potentially, we need to team up, right? Like the government with the Hawkins people who know about the psychological elements and stuff. It's like, nope, military going to be antagonistic. It's like, why? Well, because it would be too fucking easy if they were on the side of the good guys. We'd solve this problem way too fast. It's like, oh. So it's really arbitrary. They're all like soulless assholes who just want to do anything at any time to get in the way. And then you also have to make them super incompetent because they do get in the way.
Yes. And
Bit
they
of a
don't
problem,
figure
really.
out there's a planet descending on them in the upside down.
Just don't worry about it.
Just don't sweat it.
Jander says, "Drinker, Robin's gay, don't you know?" Yeah, we got that. We got the memo on that one.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
No.
Robin's gay. What? Glenn Jones, no made this fuss about Firefly being cancelled. Stranger Things was meh to begin with. Season 1 was pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah, I think it was good.
Magic Omelette says, have you seen the awful AI pictures in the credits? I mean, I've saw the credits. I assume they were hand drawn, but maybe not.
There's currently a fight over whether or not they are AI. Because I've seen it's that picture of her holding a gun, and the fingers are all fucked up. So they're like, oh, so it's AI. And then it's like, well, for one thing, AI has cracked fingers for a while now, so it's like a weird thing to be the tell. But secondly, the picture it's taken from in season 1, her fingers do look fucked up if you look at it, like similarly fucked up. But then the response to that is like, well, but yes, but if an AI reproduced the drawn version of that image, it would then have the fucked up fingers because it had it. So now everyone's like, so does it or doesn't it? And it's like, we don't really know. It's like, well, okay.
I got breaking news for everyone. They're using AI for a bunch of shit.
In everything.
Absolutely everything. And they're just not telling you because they're worried. They're still worried. There's enough people who will, there'll be a backlash, but that will fade. That will fade.
Let's be honest, right? If the show was extremely well written, executed, and everyone loved it, they'd be saying like, it's okay that they used a bit of AI. Don't worry about it. You know, everyone does. Also, it's because they hate the show that they're like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. It's like, okay. Like I said, a show this huge, they probably used AI in a bunch of places.
Yeah,
The script writers use AI. Despite the fact that they keep being against writing scripts with AI, it's like, no, I just want to get paid is essentially the problem that most people have with it.
And you know it could start quote unquote innocent, right? Be like, I'll get the AI to prompt me some ideas, and they'll prompt it some dialogue, and then some scenes, and then some episodes, and some seasons.
Yeah.
Like,
and now you're just switching a couple of words in a fully written script.
Yeah.
You know?
You're like, dude, I only have to switch one word this time. It was the whole season was great.
Even with the prompting ideas, though, it'll give you ideas, and then you'll choose from the ideas that the AI gave you. So you've immediately lost human creativity because you're limited to what it'll send out. And you miss that kind of serendipitous kind of luck thing that you happen to be watching a movie yesterday that inspired you to something else you linked a week before, and now it is an entirely new original idea. I think that's the benefit of human creativity. It's just the randomness of it that you miss with computers.
Yeah, like linking things together, synapsing all over the place. Like you don't get that with any other tool. Adult Pretender says, "Hail, thanks for reviewing Warfare. The industry is a slow beast, but things are moving. Shows like this are seen and heard, so thank you." Well, I mean, Warfare
was good
deserved
shit,
the
man.
attention. Yeah, I liked it. Anthony Riget says, "There's no situation where any combination of characters could have bested the Mind Flayer." Well, there is when they've got plot armor on.
That's where you're wrong, Bucko. They had Molotovs, and they had a flare gun, and they had stabby stab sticks.
What was that flare gun for?
We've
got to fire alcohol at it and then hit the alcohol with a flare for it to do anything.
Yeah. And it doesn't, it does that thing where it just kind of stands there like flailing around, like, blah! Like instead of actually going for anyone that's attacking it to try and neutralize the threats. It's like, no, I'm just going to like flail around on the spot and just let you guys keep shooting me. It's great. Works out nicely for everyone. Pico Seconds says, Will's gay, by the way. You never would have guessed.
He got his happy ending.
Yeah.
In a gay bar.
See. Yeah.
I think it was what Little Platoon said. It was, people have complained there's not enough deaths in this series. That's not correct. They murdered subtext.
Yeah. Troop Captain says, Will comes out as gay. You have my sword and my bow and my ass. Wow.
Well,
Reno the Turk says they hired the wrong twin, Glinda Hamilton. Yeah, I should have done. Yeah, Jimber Jamber says Vecna would have repealed the 19th. Maybe he should have. Happy New Year, gents. Your anticipated 2026 media. This is from Jace Fraser. Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about that. The one I'm looking forward to will be Werewolf and Project Hail Mary. And maybe the Odyssey, just from like sheer morbid curiosity, I guess. Yeah. Dildo Shaggins, love it, says, Hail Drinker panel and chat. Can I be a cheeky bumhole and ask for a shout out for my cousin's gaming channel? Kieran YouTube. He's a bad at games, but it is very fun to watch. Happy New Year and peace to you all. Well, there you go. Check out Kieran YouTube. See what he's playing. Super Mastermind says, well, if you make an invention that could alter national security, they will make it top secret and you can't make money on it. True. Very true. Bo Limu says, considering the building imploded before the sacrifice, it's safe to assume that Callie died in the explosion unless she girl bossed out of the building. No, she's 100% dead. She's got to be.
yeah.
They are correct, though, that 11 should have been suppressed by the sonic beams. So it seems that both options are impossible.
Jeremy Drown says, Happy New Year, everyone. I don't like girls. I'm gay. Can I have a round of applause for a group hug? Yeah, let's. Can we help him out? We've got to. Surely this man deserves a round of applause. There we go.
Brave.
I'll help out a little bit there.
Thank you. Yeah. Kaiju says, why didn't all the 12 kids have superpowers like 11 did? Because it wasn't acceptable for the plot, I guess. It would have been too inconvenient.
Well, which kid? I mean, because the kids in Brenna's that's the 11 ones. The ones you're talking about that get Vecna, they would have Will's connection, right? That's the Will thing, in theory. But he's been a puppet for longer or whatever, so they wouldn't have powers. I don't know. It is a bit weird, but like,
Yeah.
I don't think they were supposed to be having powers or anything. I don't think
It did take like many years before he even realized he could do anything.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be
Like
I
I think it's all right on that front. Like, I don't think we were expecting them to have powers.
Yeah, Happy New Year and happy birthday to the creator of One Piece, Ichiro Oda. Is it his birthday today? Pretty cool in that case. Yeah, even if production quality reduces, people won't care so long as these stories are good. Mostly, I want to end the trend of making audiences wait 2 to 3 years for 8 to 10 episodes of content. Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah.
I just wish we could see it. Yeah, here we go. My favorite part of Stranger Things finale is when the bad guy was defeated with the power of the gay. Not just the small gay either, the big gay.
The power of the gay plus Winona Ryder and an axe. It's like, all right, there you go.
On a different planet.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's wild where this show ends up. What was even the point in having Max stay alive? Why did Robin get so much screen time, but Joyce got barely any? Why did no major character die or even gets a scratch or a minor injury? Shit ending. All good questions for another time.
Why didn't they get arrested?
Yeah. Why couldn't they just kill off a few more characters, man? They need to be more brutal. Especially with the final episode. Final episode, it's like, who cares if you kill them off? It's like, you don't have to do any narrative beyond that. It's done. Just, make space, I guess. I hope after all the shit surrounding Stranger Things production, Hollywood will learn to give us quicker turnarounds for seasons and more episodes per season. You'd think that, but, you know.
Yeah, it used to be that TV was faster but was had lower quality levels, and then movies were your big event things that looked amazing.
Right.
Yep.
We've gone the other way now. Here's a good question. I know I ask variations of this all the time, but I'm going to ask this anyway. Is this the gayest Stranger Things ever? I think it might be.
Gotta be, yeah.
The gayest season of all time, yeah.
If he had fired a rainbow laser at the big spider, I would have been very happy. That would have been really funny. So
I wanted them to like neck on with Vecna, like they just make love together, and then like brings him out of his evil arc, redeems him. Could
Deep puppet
have
Fight in a
worked.
school, he pulls a flag off a wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy New Year, MauLer, Drinker. When are you off to Japan, and will you be vlogging your travels? I've been there. 10 out of 10. Go to Robot Cafe. It's a gas. Yeah. So I'm going to go to Japan in October. I'm used to saying October next year, but it's this year now. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. So I'm going to go on a cruise around Japan, and then doing South Korea as well. So I will be
Sweet.
vlogging some of that because
I'll be there in May.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Which cities are you going to?
We're going on a megalithic tour. So we sold it out. 80 people are going. So like the Egyptian tour we just did, we're doing a megalithic one in Japan, but we're doing some of the cities too. We're doing Tokyo.
I'm looking forward to Egypt. I'm going there in February.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna see the pyramids and stuff. I've been meaning to do this honestly, like my whole life, and I've just never got around to it. And like, yeah, finally,
It was a bucket list thing, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
you'll have fun.
Very
It'll
much
blow your
looking
mind.
forward to that. Yeah. Here's to a year of better media. One can hope.
yeah.
Don't hope too strongly. There's one season of Stranger Things. Yeah, I could have lived with that, actually. We just got one season and it was awesome.
I think a
Sure.
lot of people will be saying that from now on.
Yeah.
I'll finish up with this one here. Right. Hey, all. For 2026 movies, I'm looking forward to Dune Messiah. As a fan of the books, I hope that they lean into the bleak, disappointing, nasty, abusive, and cowardice. How do you think it will go over? It's just going to be about Chani getting completely vindicated in every respect, and girl bossing the shit out of Paul, showing him where he went wrong, because that's what they're setting up. Sadly, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm just not a Dune person.
Know anything about it?
I like the first two movies. The first one's better, but if they do that, I won't like it. I won't like it at all. And that very well could happen.
I feel like it made in the present day, that's probably where it's going to go. But I guess we'll find out.
You're not like that should be your baseline thinking with everything Hollywood. As much as they're trying to change, or some studios are trying to change, some studios are not trying to change at all. But hope for the best, expect the worst. It's probably a pretty good attitude.
The He-Man live action movie that they make is going to be hilarious, because I can 100% see where they're going to go with it, and it's nowhere good. But best of luck with them anyway.
That would be hard to make in the best of times, and this is not the best of times.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm probably going to finish up there. I reckon, as we always do, like MauLer and I will catch up on the super chats that we've missed today. But I want to say thank you for everyone that's been super generous for sending us so many super chats and for joining us for this evening, our first open bar of 2026.
Yeah,
it's been awesome. Thank you, Gary and Disparu, for coming on for this.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I'm
fun.
going to be seeing you tomorrow night. I'm going to be on.
Yeah.
FNT.
Oh my.
Yeah. Are we going to talk Stranger Things again?
I think we're going to talk about Stranger Things.
Oh, Gary,
Do
you're
it
on
again, I'm
Show
ready.
Every Bloody Day talking about Stranger Things this week, huh?
I'm just going to say
Every
the exact
freaking day.
opposite of what I said here.
Yeah.
It's just to confuse people.
I'm going to be talking about it for starting last night for 4 days in a row. So it should be fun. And my video. So
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
that never gets done. But yeah. Cool.
Looking forward to it. But,
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New
New
Year.
Year.
Yeah. I've lost my party popper thing, but never mind.
No.
Anyway, well, thank you for this, and we will catch you on the next open bar next week. But for now, for today, that's all we've got for this week. So go away now.
Bye.
Yeah.